Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome along to what is the climax of the All-Ireland club season here at the Ward Stormont. This afternoon we have the men's T20 All-Ireland final between, on screen there, Instonians, champions of the NCU, and Cork County, who have won out of Munster. So a big final here today to close out this All-Ireland club season. Earlier on today we've seen Marion win the women's final, beating Warringstown in that encounter, and today now we have Instonians up against Cork County. So we're all set for this game, and a few moments ago we had the toss out in the middle, and we'll bring you those details now. Okay, welcome along for the toss for this men's All-Ireland T20 final. I've got the two captains beside me here and the match referee Phil Thompson, and the toss will now take place.
Heads the call. Tails it is.
So, Dermot Carey of Cork County has won the toss. Dermot, what have you decided to do?
We're going to have a bat first today.
And the reasons behind that?
Just runs on the board in the final, nothing more to that. Wicket looks quite good. So hopefully kind of 160 plus on the board, 8 and over, and then a couple early ones in the chase and squeeze from there.
Yeah, it's been a big tournament for you this year, getting through to an All-Ireland final, all the razzmatazz that goes with a final.
Absolutely, yeah, it's been incredible to be honest. 7 out of 7 so far in T20s, so hopefully one more today, but we know we're underdogs today. But no pressure on us, just go out there, give it our best, and whatever happens, happens. But I'm pretty confident we can spring a surprise today.
Yeah, great shout. Go well today. Good luck. Dermot, Cade? Yeah, not too bad. You, Han, sort of lost the toss here. What would you have done yourself?
We probably would have had a ball with the weather around. So happy with the toss.
And in terms of your team, obviously you've lost your normal T20 captain, Ben Rhodes, through injury, but pretty settled otherwise.
Yeah, we've had a good core, I'd say, of 8 or so blokes that have been involved the whole season. So they'll be in. Unfortunately, Ben's not with us today, but I'm sure he'll be supporting.
Yeah, and a good season in Instonians so far this year. Obviously, you've won the T20 Cup, but also league winners looking for a treble.
Yeah, definitely looking for the treble. I think it would top off a good season. Last game, so I think everyone's up for it today.
Yeah, absolutely. All go well today. Cade Carmichael, captain of Instonians today. So, Cork County have won the toss. They're going to have a bat first. So that was the toss earlier on with myself and the two captains. And as you'll have seen, Dermot Carey, Cork County called correctly. And they have opted to bat first today. Hear him saying want to put runs on the board. He's even been so good to us that he's set us up a nice little par total that he's given us there. 160 he said at the toss, so that's nice for us. So once again, delighted to have Dave Serra beside me. Dave, looking forward to this final. Instonians up against Cork County.
Delighted to be here. We've some blustery conditions. Literally about a minute ago we had some lovely sunshine, but the thing mainly I think is that swirling wind, which is the main thing to contend with for fielding sides. If anything sits the women's final earlier, it looks like the wind has maybe just picked up just a slight hint, so look out for that in terms of catches, calls, keeping an eye on the fielding captain in terms of trying to alert his fielders into positions, but it'll be whoever can manage the conditions best here, of course.
Yep, going to be Shane Dadswell with the new ball from the Dundonald end. Short ball to start. Quick look from the umpires across to each other. There's your telltale tap of the shoulder. And that is one for the over. Straight away, so first up, testing the middle of the pitch there, Shane Dadswell.
Straight away, can see what the plans might be. Took him up, keep it short. Got the man deep in the leg side.
And we're up and running. Brian Upman off and running with that single as our Cork County off the second ball. And that brings a really interesting cricketer down to the face here. Back there now, I watched quite a lot of him in the T20 format for Munster. Really exciting cricketer and really excels in T20 cricket. Really entertaining, goes for his shots. Let's see how he performs today. He's up against Shane Dadswell. Nicked straight through the gap. Beautifully placed from Nabby.
Exactly. Just the man for it. Yeah, he just edged it through. Just what they need to get up and running. Nabby up and running now. Have a look here. Yeah, just nicks it perfectly through. Couldn't have done it better himself.
Absolutely beautiful. Austerity down there. Coach Cork County doing a little bit of fielding, but really nice from Nobby's down the track. Gets it into the gap. Back-to-back boundaries for back to your Nobby. As I said, don't take your eyes off this guy. He's entertainment itself.
Yeah, very exciting cricketer. Fuller meets it. Came down to meet it actually. But yeah, he's not going to wait on.
Yeah, all action from Nobby. Just keep an eye on his grip there as well. Really low. Full again. Driven this time. Cian Robertson. Mid on. Throws back into Neil Rock. Just run you through on Instonians side very quickly. They're captained today by Cade Carmichael actually. Ben Rose, who's the usual T20 captain, well, he's injured at the moment, so Cade Carmichael has taken over the reins. Oh, well bowled. A little bit of bounce and carry. Ends the over. So yeah, we'll run you through that Instonians team. Cade Carmichael is the captain, then Neil Rock, the wicketkeeper, Sully Gould, George Cragen, Oliver Metcalf, Nikolai Smith, Cian Robertson, the venerable Andrew White, Shane Dadswell, David Agnew, and James McGee. Cork County, they've got their captain, Diarmaid Carey, Ben Maris, Mark Andrianatis, Ishan O'Sullivan, Thiago Olofse, Thorn Prophet, Zubair Khan, Rajendra, back to your Nobby, Brian Upman, and Siddharth Joshi. Of course, we'll run through Cork County as their batters come in, if they do come in, of course.
Yeah, that's a big if there.
It'll be James McGee. Going to open up for Instonians. And anybody in the NC will know James McGee. Bit of a fiery character at times, James McGee, so keep your eye out for that. Here he comes to bowl from the city end. And dispatched straight down the ground. Is that our first six? Oh, certainly is. Rolly Black gets the arms up. And Upman gets up and running with a maximum.
Yeah, no respect really for the bowler here in this T20 final. You mentioned he was a fiery character. I don't think he'll have enjoyed that. Got his hands through it. Made great connection. Hit the side screen in the full there.
Good start to the over. He got away with that. And oh, Michael obviously very nearly ran round that one. To get the right hand to it.
Had the trouser leg up.
Yeah.
Did very well to keep an eye on that. Got his hand to the ball. Very well watched in the ring.
Yeah, talking to a couple of the women's players, said that the wicket was spot on. Really good for batting, so shouldn't have any problems there. Now we on strike. Driven down the ground, but again, picks out Cian Robertson.
Yeah, this could be a fascinating contest. McGee versus Nobby. Two characters in the middle. Exactly who you want in the final. Watch this space.
It'll be happening here for sure. There you go. Flies the hands at it. Runs away now for another boundary. Nobby dealing in fours here. It's his third. He's swiftly on to 12.
Into the pitch, gets his hands through it, up and over. Just run and collect really. Not much the Instonians fielders can do about that. Looks like we just have a bit of a mist maybe kind of coming in just on that breeze. Very strong breeze. You can see with the leaves across your screen there, just to give you a sense of what they're contending with out in the middle.
Yeah, it's not ideal, you're right, Dave. It's not ideal out there. Difficult conditions to bowl in for sure. Yeah, a bit of a puff there from back to your Nobby. He's a fantastic character. I've said it a few times already. He's really up for the game here.
Swung off his feet. We've got two very exciting sides. The path to the final, Instonians beating Phoenix by 7 wickets. 224 Then chased down for only the loss of 3 wickets, of course. It shows Bridge.
Not too many overs either, I don't think, to chase T20.
Neil Rock with 104 off 50 to chase that down.
It was an astounding innings. Back that in a second. Down again. And there you go. Is that nicked? It certainly is. There's back to your Nobby in a nutshell. 4, 4, 4. Couple of dot balls and then nick off. Through to the Rock. And Instonians have the breakthrough. Just a little bit extra bounce from McGee. The first wicket goes. 20 on the board.
Yeah, it's a lovely piece of bowling from McGee. Just saw him coming down. Pull the length back a little bit. Swing. And just getting that outside edge. 12 off 8. Could have been very dangerous there for Instonians.
Yeah, very good piece of bowling, as you say. And he saw him just making a little bit down the track and just held it back. Very healthy nick there.
Yeah, jumped a bit there.
Yeah.
After he dug it in.
I know we say in T20 cricket every wicket's important, but that's definitely one for Cork County because Nobby can just be eccentric a little bit. Ball can go and disappear in different areas, and suddenly he's on 30 off 10 or something like that, and the rest can sort of play around him. 1s and 2s, but now he's gone. So that brings out Rajun's right. He'll not be facing the Dadswell. That's short. Beats the man at point, running away. Another boundary.
Yeah, lovely cut shot. Watch this back. Short and wide from Dadswell. And gets the hands through it, keeps it down. Straight through the gap for 4.
Yeah, got on top of that well. This one's up in the air and he's going to get away with it. He's gone behind the wicket rather than go in front of the wicket where he probably would have been dismissed, but a little bit of luck going for Upman on that occasion. None going to Dadswell.
We mentioned all the control there in that cut shot. Not much this time. Just got to ride your luck sometimes. Went up and over. Just that one bounce.
Yeah, fairly orthodox T20 field here, both behind the wickets. Oh, that's well bowled. That's gone as well. That is well bowled. A great catch as well from Neil Rock. That's the way to go. Just get hit for 4 and then come back with a wicket. Really good ball, comeback ball from Dadswell. And a really good catch from Neil Rock. The second wicket is gone. Upman goes for 16, caught Rock. Bowled Dadswell.
Yeah, very good response there from Dadswell. Into the wicket. Also have to keep an eye on this catch because a very smart catch from Neil Rock behind the stumps. Took it in great length. Just a little bit of movement, bit of nibble. And some very good footwork there from Pebbles.
Yeah, good catch. The keeper's watching that. Not too much movement. And he's actually taken the catch. So 2 wickets down. We always talk about T20 cricket. Run rate not a problem. Well over 11. But two wickets gone. And so wickets in the power play. That brings out Mark Andrianatis to the middle. Playing the pro cricket, of course, for Munster Reds. So with 2 down, I always talk about it, partnership. T20 cricket these days kind of just keep going, but just settle in a wee bit now, maybe. Dadswell, tail up. And it's going to be a first bowler for Mark Andrianatis. It's all going pear-shaped for Cork County. Not in a great position to play that shot. And unlike Upman, he doesn't get anything on it really. It just lobs up. A second catch. And this one a little bit easier for Neil Rock.
Yep, 2 catches behind the stumps there from Rock. 2 off Dadswell. Just a shorter ball. Just really in no position to play that. Interesting option there for the first ball. And then really rushed him Got that top edge looped up and taken there, just on the edge of the ring by the Instonians wicketkeeper. Good option there. In the meantime, we've a bit more sunshine actually, but we've actually had a little bit of rainfall, so we'll see how that affects maybe the outfield conditions. Something for the fielders to keep an eye on. Dry off that ball. And we'll get the spinners, of course, coming into play later on. Cian Robertson there, mid on. Might see him in the power play. But not, of course, if Dadswell's bowling like this.
Yeah, well, if Cork County keep hitting it in the air, I'll not need to worry about the moisture on the deck. They keep it in the air. I just see Cian Robertson going through us.
He's warming up.
Warm-ups here, yeah, but hat-trick ball, of course. This would cap off what's been a very, very successful season for Shane Dadswell. He's pick up a hat-trick here. He's been excellent for Instonians, who were actually a bottom 4 side last year when Dadswell wasn't playing in the league. And this year, of course, they've just wrapped up the league. 2 slips now.
Yep, extra fielder.
There we go. Gonna bowl to Ben Morris. Raps in front. Oh, just going down leg side. The old Johnny Kennedy. Walk away to the leg side. Just walk away there from Johnny Kennedy. Gives you a good heads up, does Johnny. Just drifting down the legs, but again, late in the shot.
Just a bit of excitement. Good option there from Dadswell, though. He picked it, went for the short ball there for Andrinatos, and then this time just going full at the stumps. Yeah, just going down leg. Still a good option for the hat-trick ball.
Yeah. Goes back to short. Down towards third. Won't be collected. No 2. Just going back to that LBW. Just watching Neil Rock behind the stumps. Really well done from Neil Rock. Who's maybe unnoticed. He didn't move. Didn't move down the leg side, even though the ball was sort of, well, obviously in the umpire's opinion, it was drifting down leg. He just stood nice and still. And then trusts himself to go down and get it if he needs to. But big over for Instonians there. 2 wickets in it from Shane Dadswell. And after 3 overs, runs not a problem. 29, but 3 wickets back in the hutch for Cork County.
Yeah, a bit of work to do. Major moment here in the context of this final. We had mentioned the path for Instonians. Their semi-final win against Phoenix. Cork County then beat New Buildings by 64 down at the Mardyke. Brian Upman, 73 off 37 deliveries, but of course now he's in the shed, so a bit of work to do here.
Going to keep coming here. Cork County. 9 over the offside. Morris gets off for the boundary. You know what's going to happen next, don't you, Dave? Boundary 4, wicket.
It's all been happening. It's all been happening here at the ward. Let's see what the length is.
Yeah, 2 wide, 2 full. Bit of a free shot there from Morris. Let's see if the wicket follows up. Nice and boring single.
Broken the pattern of play.
Yeah.
There's a good option there, just to get off strike, just to settle things down, because Cork County had a great start, of course. So they're losing those wickets, sorry. Just set them back slightly.
Yeah, I was mentioning that innings in the semi-final from Neil Rock. I think he was something like 80 off 8 or 9 overs, I think he was on. And then he took an eternity to get to his 100 while Shane Dadswell went at the other end, and he almost caught him up. And he won that game with 5 overs to spare, chasing 220 at Shaw's Bridge. It was astounding hitting. Shorter ball from McKee. And slingy action.
You say it took an eternity to reach his 100. It must have been just 1 or 2 balls, basically.
Compared to his first 80.
Time was compressed
Yeah,
at Shaw's Bridge.
definitely. I think after 8 or 9 overs he was in the 80s, and then it took him to the 14th over to get his 100. So that, for Neil Rock world, is an eternity. We'll take on the 1.
Yep, came down the wicket there. Just got a little bit of it, not much. Scrambled through for the single.
So really, given what you're telling us about that semi-final, probably Instonians are pretty much happy to, you're looking at that, they're happy enough to chase pretty much anything.
Yeah, it's a question, what wouldn't they be happy chasing?
Well,
I think that's what
exactly,
we want to find out today. Perhaps.
Clipped off the legs and sweeping around there. I'm going to take on the arm. That's a good decision.
Yeah, it's a good option there. I think Instonians would mind the odd single here and there. Pushing for two, put the fielders under pressure.
Yeah, I'm just interested to see him. I haven't watched the T20 festivals the whole summer. Kate Carmichael was positioned out on the boundary pretty much from ball one. Skipper today. Take a single there as well. He's skipper today, so maybe that has dictated that he plonks himself at mid-off beside the bowler, because it was Oliver Metcalf out there. You'd have been used to seeing Kate Carmichael because he's absolutely rapid around the boundary, but positions himself at mid-off today.
Yeah, potentially losing out one of your stronger fielders out in the deep, but you have to have your captain in the ring.
We're going to have a change of bowling. Dadswell seems to think he's still bowling here.
He says, come on, Skip.
He's got the jacket on the top off and giving it away. Get away out of it, Kane Robertson. I've got 2 for 18 here. In my 2. I'm going to keep going.
Kane Robertson just hanging about a bit there, loitering a bit. The bowling crease reluctantly gives away the ball to Dadswell, who deservedly holds on to it.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me to see Robertson maybe bowling the 6th over, but as it is, Dadswell with the 5th. Check the umpire there. Now he's come on a little bit of an inside edge into the pad. Rolls away for a single, so 39 for 3.
Yep, over 9. So they had that explosive start. Just gone a bit quiet now for Cork County.
I'll tell you what, Dave. See what we saw yesterday. I wouldn't have imagined we'd be looking at blue skies, sunshine today. It's almost a lovely day for cricket now, apart from that wind we've talked about, but blue skies above.
Yeah, lovely day for the cricket today. Lovely day for a final. Just a single again. That longer boundary. Square on the leg side from the Dundonald end. Might look at maybe turning those 1s into 2s. We saw that a bit during the T20 Trophy Festival here. A lot of 2s, very different from the previous festival, which I believe was at the Mardyke. A lot of runs scored at the Mardyke, of course. The dimensions there.
Tweaking the field. So both fielders behind the wicket. 3rd man, fine legger up in the circle. That's a great ball. That is an absolute Jaffa from Dadswell. And that's a ball you do not want in a T20 match, or indeed any form of cricket. That is an absolute beauty. Pitched, lifted, takes the outside edge through the rock. And Dadswell is doing a job here on Cork County. He's got 3. Morris has to go for 9. Another catch for Neil Rock.
Yeah, it seems to be the short ball that's causing quite a bit of trouble for the batters from Dadswell. We'll have a look here. It's a real lifter. Really gets up. Really troublesome. Not bowling at every delivery, just holding it back slightly, mixing up his lengths. Don't want to overplay your hand too much. Let's see it a bit more. If he bowls out here, potentially.
Yeah, he's going to struggle to get the ball out of his hand here, I think. Just an effort ball there. Just watch this lift. That's up around it. He's done well to get something on that, Morris, to be fair. It's up around the shoulder as it gets past him. Just takes a little nick off the glove, probably. But there's a real top delivery from Dadswell. Just sort of innocuous, he doesn't run in really sort of energetically, and you would sort of know what's coming. He's got a really good short ball, as we've seen already today.
Yeah, hides it well. Definitely didn't see it coming. This is the question of holding it back. Like you wouldn't expect it here now. They go for the full delivery to profit.
He does indeed. Profit didn't have much of a clue about that one. In the hands there indeed.
Gets enough bat on it. Off the mark, down the other end. That's all you can do in these scenarios, especially if ball is lifting. Best place to be, down the other end.
It's a real good spot to be at the minute. It's doing plenty for Dadswell out there. I think might be Sean O'Sullivan out there actually. There's Dadswell again. Not throwing the ball, nicely negotiated. John's right. He's been standing at the other end really. Let some wickets go.
Yeah, just the final delivery now in this over. Nearly 9 in this power play in terms of run rate. Doing all right, Cork, but that wicket column, a bit of a problem here.
That's well played. Going to run away past Agnew at short fine leg and gets full value. Get this confirmed. I think it's O'Sullivan out there. Gets his boundary. Dadswell, another wicket. 3 for 24 he's got. Instonians bang on top. 5 overs gone. 46 for 4.
Yeah, it was a great shot there. Just in line, turned it away, flicked it. Nothing extravagant. Just uses all of that pace from Dadswell. And now we have our bowling change from the city end. Cian Robertson bowling that final over the power play.
And there's your card. Looks fairly symmetrical. Cork Rock bowls Dadswell. And Neil Rock's got the other one, so we're on for a 10 for Neil Rock. Keep an eye on that one.
Yep, final over to come. Rock and Dadswell. Bit of Lillian Marsh.
Yeah. Left arm spin coming on now. First change, Dadswell with 3 for 26, being expensive, he'll not worry about that. He's taken 3 wickets, I think he's gone for a few in his opening over. He also came back to pick up a wicket. Now we're going to see Cian Robertson. Plenty of wickets for him in the league campaign. And indeed for the Northern Knights, where he formed a spin twin partnership with Matthew Humphreys. Mark straight away.
Yep.
A single.
Up and over. I get through for the single. Full delivery from Robertson. Can mix up his flight and pace very nicely. Not easy to read. Ball leaves his hand very late.
Yeah, that's the difference, I think, between him and Humphreys. Humphreys bowling a lot flatter and through the, quicker through the air now. It's a good partnership, those two. Bit of a longer ball there this time. I don't know if Will stop it because it's hit a lot harder towards him. Send Nikolai Smith back to the long off boundary and bring up the cover fielder into the ring. So the space now is through the covers. Tries to get it through, but Cade Carmichael too quick.
Well covered there by Cade. Very good fielder. Covers a lot of ground. Usually see him on the outfield, as you mentioned. Great to see him in the ring.
Good stuff from Robertson, just backing up the original seam bowlers who have picked up wickets. He's now squeezing at the end of this power play. Just a single from the first 4 deliveries.
Ooh.
Beautifully bowled.
Just rips it past the outside edge there.
really nicely bowled. His change of pace he's got. A little bit quicker through the air. Let me slow this one up. Yep. Just gives it a little bit more air. Good over to start with from Robertson. Just a 2 from it. Closes out the power play. Plenty of runs on the board for Cork County at 8 and over. But 4 wickets, so you'd have to say Instonians would take the plaudits there. 48 for 4 from 6.
Yeah, definitely would. That's well to continue to bowl out by the looks of it.
No, he's got the hook.
Oh, really?
He's got the hook.
Yes, yeah, couldn't.
Yeah.
They managed it in the end.
Yeah, they got rid of him. Just you stay down there, Shane. It's going to be James McGee. He's going to
be
come
happy.
back.
Shane McGee from the Dundonald end.
Yeah, I suppose if you think about it, if you do bowl Dadswell out, then that's one option for later on. If Cork County were to sort of get a little bit of a partnership going here, you've always got to want to have that one in your locker, flexibility and things like that. So, yeah, much as you wanted to keep him going. James McGee now from this Dundonald end. Clip leg side. Not even going to push really for 2. That's Cregan with the field.
Yeah, well in there off that boundary rope. Not even a hint of a second.
He's come into the side this year. George Cregan from seconds and moved up into the first team.
And you can see he's about just a few yards in off that rope.
Yeah, it's a good distance out there on that square boundary. It's a long hit today from where the wicket is situated. There's the shorter ball. He'll be back in action again. A little bit of a fumble, but again, they're not really pushing. Batters are happy enough for the 1, really. 50 up for Cork County. This is the 7th.
Yeah, it's all been happening.
Yep, proper T20 stuff. Boundaries and wickets.
Resolutely there, played off the back foot by O'Sullivan, I think. Some good old-fashioned cricket there. We've had it all, really. We've had wickets. We've had runs.
Yeah. We've had the good weather. Goodness me.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely glorious. If anyone's in the area, do come down to watch this All-Ireland T20 final, this men's final.
Again, staying a little bit low through the rock.
Stayed a little bit low. Good length from McGee.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier, Instonians looking for his 3rd trophy this year. Obviously won the T20 tournament in the NCU. He took leg side. Carmichael again. Speed of Kate Carmichael. Keeps it down to 1.
Yeah, they just won the league, which I believe
Yep.
you called.
Thanks very much, Dave. I didn't. Honestly, I don't set this up. People listening out there will be thinking I've told you to say that. No, yeah, I did call that. I did. Let's get it out there.
Completely unprompted.
Thank you. I also said Eglinton would challenge for the Northwest title. They're bottom.
Can't get it right all the time.
Sorry, Eglinton. This could be 2 this time. They are going to push.
Yeah, they're going to go for it. Yeah, plenty of time.
Decent over from McGee again. No boundaries. So that's calmed down a little bit in terms of wickets and runs.
Yeah, some very good ground there, just off that final delivery, covered by Cregan on the boundary. But can't really stress how much space there really is to cover on that clubhouse side. A lot of running around.
Going to be Robertson to continue, I think. So options here for Instonians, obviously. Andrew White, very experienced bowler. watch out for young David Agnew as well. He's another young player. He's come into the side this year. Under 15 cricket, bowls leg spin. He's played in the side this year as well and been given a good bit of bowling. Robertson to continue though. It's cut. Be work to do for the fielder. I don't think they're going to get round. That's a boundary. We haven't seen one in a while. Very welcome for Cork County.
Oh, so much ground to cover. Just a little bit short. Not by a huge amount. Sullivan gets the hands through it. Very well placed. So much ground to cover out there on that clubhouse side.
Leg side this time. Should just be one.
Yeah, a bit fuller this time from Robertson.
Batter's going along it. They're on a ball at the moment. 13 off 13 and 7 off 7. It's still okay. It's a good strike. Again. On the boundary, can't get round. 4 more, so 2 boundaries in this over.
Yeah, lovely shot there from O'Sullivan. Fuller gets the hands through it. I just thought Craigan might have been a little bit closer. Could have maybe challenged it a bit, but it just raced along that surface. The sun out, the wind really drying that outfield.
Yeah. That's a much straighter line from Robertson.
Yeah, we've had this very strong wind, but of course doing a great job of drying the ground after quite a bit of rain yesterday.
Bit of tinkering in the field. Robertson on the sweep. Man on the boundary's got work to do. Does it really well. Only Metcalf out there. Again, 2 more.
Yeah, very well covered by Metcalf out there. Little tumble at the end. But made brilliant ground.
Andre just taking a little bit of time. I'd love to see batters after they've run a 2 just do a shoelace or just wait a little bit. That'll be no run. Straight to Carmichael. Not the greatest throw from the skipper. Neil Rock will not thank him for that one, but closes out the over, and a decent one for Cork County. 11 from it. They move on to 64 for 4.
Yeah, looks like we've bowling change. The vastly experienced Andrew White from the Dundonald end.
I think we've been saying that for about, 20 years now? Vastly experienced.
45?
45 now.
45.
Yeah. 45, yeah. Doesn't look a day over 44.
Yeah, but how incredible is that to have that sort of cricketing IQ to call upon the final? Just incredible, really. We had Isabel Joyce earlier with Marion winning their 3rd title. Andrew White not coming in off the long run.
No, it's definitely years gone by. It'll be interesting to see. You're right, but he's still taking wickets this level. Top wicket taker last year in the NCU. Taking plenty this year. Here he comes. A little bit of a full bunger to start with, and a wide. I'll get through another extra. And a little punt with you, Dave, here now.
Let's go.
How many times in his spell is Andrew White going to do the pause delivery, where he goes into his stride, stops, and then bowls the ball? I'm going to tell you, it's going to be plenty.
Yeah, I figured there's going to be quite a few.
Yeah.
We also did quite a job of hyping him up. And of course the full bunger down the leg side, first delivery.
Yeah.
You can set your watch to it.
Yeah.
Just about.
Just never praise anybody, we should never say anything about anybody really. There's a long ball. Good running this time. He's picking you in the field. A little bit back on his heels. Already had the long ball. Let's see when we get the pause coming. Just one.
And just a few things for Cork County batters to keep an eye on from Andrew White. Wily off spinner.
Oh, it beats everything. How does that get through? Gonna run away and we'll make it to the boundary. Giving his runs.
Couldn't have placed that better.
Doesn't actually beat everything. He's got a little bit of a tickle on that. That'll explain how it managed to beat Rock.
Bit of a late cut.
It's as late as they come. It's last week's cut. Defended this time.
Very well bowled by White, giving the batter lots to think about. Plenty of time to do it as well.
Yeah. There we go. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Andrew. I was just about to say you didn't do one. There you go. Took to the final delivery. Single off the last. A decent over for Cork County. 10 from it. 9 gone. 74 for 4.
Yep, 10 off that over. You could just see Cork County just slowly building. It's good sense. They can just kind of feel it. Good instincts. This is the time to go. We had that very dramatic power play. 4 wickets. Back to Nabi, etc. But they're just slowly building here.
Yeah, partnership's up to 34 now. Just a flurry of wickets really set them back.
And now a little shot in the middle between the two batters as they decide what to do next. But Ali, you've got Andrew White bingo. You've called it. You got the whole card. 1 over in.
Yeah, I got the whole heap there. Pretty certain. You can see those leaves blowing across the ground there. A real windy day here, but I'm not going to complain about the weather for the first time this season, I think.
Yeah, it's very autumnal cricket, but a bit of a temperature as well. Slowly building. It's not bad. If anyone feels like coming down, bring the sunblock.
Definitely.
Wish I had, actually.
I've got some here for you, Dave, if you need any. Always have it. Just as the sun goes behind the cloud. George Cragen going to come on here for Instonians. The ball is the 10th over. Into the wicket, pulled into the leg side. Not going to take on the midfield. I was just going to say not taking on the arm, but this feeling that just shows maybe a little bit of confidence coming from the Cork County batters that this time they were looking for the second. They were quite comfortable to hit the ball to the boundary riders and just take one. This partnership just starting to build a little bit now.
Yeah, earlier on we didn't really see them looking to turn those ones into twos. Yeah, it's definitely in there.
It's not where he wanted that one to go. Looking leg side. Needs to get it to long off.
Pulling these very straight is O'Sullivan.
Yeah.
Right wagon wheel. V down the middle. These shorter deliveries.
Just keeping a wee line. The eye on Raj Andre here. He's on the haunches quite a bit here. He's sucking a bit of air, these ones and twos. And he'll have to go some here. Get home okay. Cragen fields off his own bowling.
Yeah, it's good work by the bowler. Cutting off that ground. Got those fielders back on the leg side.
Yeah, we got that sort of regulation T20 field on the leg side, not a fielder inside the circle on the leg side, apart from sort of a fine leg. And that'll ball go into that area I'm talking about. Good fielding from the boundary.
Metcalf, is it?
Yeah,
he's just gone over.
Not the most aesthetically pleasing piece of fielding from Metcalf, but did the job. Kept it down to 1. There you can see Andre again. Down on his haunches.
Yeah, calling for water.
He only faced 16 balls here, so see a wee bit more fitness maybe.
Yeah, maybe that heat just slowly building there in the middle.
Mumbai.
Yeah, we're going to push for the second.
No.
Fielder wise to it.
Yeah, look, I am sort of being a little bit facetious and cheeky here, and that, but you'll watch a guy batting at the top of the order for Instonians. He'll not be jogging singles out to the boundary, I can guarantee. Kid Carmichael. He'll be running them hard. Slower ball. Just a little bit of an off cutter from Cragen. Through to the keeper. Decent over from him. 6 from it. At the halfway point. Cork County, a little bit of a rebuild here. Gone from 40 for 4 up to, at the halfway point, as I say, 80 for 4 now.
Yeah, rebuild going on. Some rehydration going on in the middle. Those drinks rushed on. Maybe some new gloves. No, the gloves have been sent off. Thank you very much.
I don't think anybody ever changes gloves. Just tell you to come out with gloves.
Only got the one set.
Just bring somebody else's.
Just a little chit chat, perhaps.
I think that's more to the point. So Andrew White to continue here. Just checking the field. Got Shane Dadswell right in front of us here at long on. Long off as well, so 2 men back. I think Andre was thinking about coming down the track there. Thought better of it and almost chipped it to Cian Robertson.
You can't get it past.
Does come down the track this time and gets enough on it. Keeps it straight. Lovely shot from Raj Andre. Thought about it the ball before, executes it this time.
And it comes down the track, a skip, meets it well, makes very good contact. Andrew White can only watch it sail over.
Down again. It's this one along the ground.
Just the one not pushing for 2. Mentioned maybe Andre puffing slightly. Is he going to go for it here? Tries to go for that very late cut.
Yeah, not a great option, that one for me. It's got a 4 earlier on, but really quicker ball this time. Robertson on his left hand. Not a great piece of fielding though. They've actually given away an extra run here. They should have done, and they do.
Buzzers.
Well, they're actually going to turn it down. I think it must have come off. Andreas, he threw it. And I can tell you right now, and I won't mind me saying this, I'm sure, but if that was the other team, Instonians would have been taking the extra run there.
That's a fine, laddie.
Yeah. Well,
no.
I've seen teams that take an extra run there, no problem. It wasn't the batter's fault. So, did hit him. They just decided to turn it down.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that. The second innings of this match.
So 88 for 4. They're managing to keep this 8 and over run rate pretty steady.
Yeah, some good work here by O'Sullivan and Andre.
Danswell will field that. It should only be 1, and is.
It hit that very well. Did O'Sullivan. Just sailed across the surface here. Definitely dried out. You can see a bit of dust flying there off the wicket.
Down the ground, but mistimed. Should only just be 1 again. And it is.
Well tidied by the fielders.
Yep, just here being announced there. 50 partnership from these two. Oh, real good comeback from them. Team were in dire straits. There's a chance of a run out if they go on. It could be a run out either way. Direct hit from Carmichael.
Yeah, some great work by Carmichael. Usually get to see him on the boundary. Now applying his work here in the ring.
Excellent piece of work there, and actually a good decision from Andre. He wasn't making that, as you can see. Oh. Did just get back. Just.
Yeah, it was a good call there by the batters not to go for that single. Sullivan doing just enough to turn on his heels and go back. Save himself a trip back to the 10th.
Yeah, nicely bowled, Cregan. Quietly going through. Decent little spell here so far. Just 8 from his 10 balls so far.
Yeah, it's a handy over. Just maybe the pressure building there. 2 dots in a row.
Yeah,
great stop by Carmichael, and then that dot there. Those little micro moments.
Yeah, another. He'll usually bowl a couple of overs a game, you know, and even in a 50-over game, and you usually bowl 3 or 4 maybe max, but very handy if you can actually throw that in there. It gives you that extra flexibility as you go along. Catch again. Got him. And gone. Catch number 5 for Neil Rock. That's just another wicket there, as Cork County were just about getting their feet back into this game. Shorter ball there. Neil Rock's taking a 5th, and we're still running. Neil Rock, 5 from 5. Another wicket goes down for Cork County, and it's now 90 for 5.
Yeah, another catch for Neil Rock. Some good work making that ground, but great piece of bowling there by Cregan. Just digs it in, gets a little bit of something extra from the surface. Tiny bit of a leap there, just to make sure he makes it comfortably. Does Neil Rock. Just undoing that good work. But I think we were just saying it's a handy little over here. Handy spell by Cregan, but handy over, just building that pressure nicely.
Yeah, just a couple of singles from it, and then the real bonus of picking up a wicket off the last ball. Been a good over. It turns into a really good over. Could change of bowling here. Zubir Khan comes out to the middle. Really tall man. Keane Robertson. Change ends for Instonians. A real vital part of the innings now. Instonians can pick up another couple here. Can really restrict this now. Robertson 13 from his 2. Right on the mark.
The very tall figure of Zubir Hassan Khan out in the middle.
Sweep. Should just be 1.
Which brings Zubir onto strike to face his first delivery.
Yeah, I think the stereotype call here would be long levers. I think he's got long levers.
Exceptionally long levers, I think.
Yeah.
He's quite wiry too if you're standing beside him. Maybe looks taller than he is. They get through for a single.
Yeah, good
well
call.
Called.
Yeah, I've seen this sort of MO from Instonians here, just happy to go through these middle overs. If you can pick up wickets, great, but they'll go through with just singles. They'll try and get singles. This could be a problem here. Backing up, backing up. Yeah.
Here we got our buzzers.
probably travelled about 3 yards there. He ends up getting them 2. Throws his hands at that. Oh, just drops front of short third man.
Yeah, it was really well bowled by Robertson. Just held it back slightly, up in the air. Batter just waiting on it. And the fielder at short third just waiting on it too. The ball not travelling quite to him.
It's Nikolai Smith down there, I think. Slip in now. And back in there. Andrew White. Into the leg side. Agnew picks up. End of the over. And 6 from it. 96 for 5. 13 overs gone, so 7 to go for Cork County. As I say, they've just dragged themselves back into this now and trying to work out what a power score was. As I say, at the toss, their captain Dermot Carey said they wanted 8 and over. Well, 160 that would be.
Yep.
A good finish here. That might not be too far off.
And the confidence of Instonians chasing down 224 in that semi-final against Phoenix.
I wonder maybe is the thing to go against Instonians, just get about 120. So they just don't know where to go. Do they stick or twist? Maybe that's the idea. Green to continue. Oh, he almost took that. One of those ones that sticks, but almost threw it back onto the stump. This is a tricky run here, but Andre seems to have got a second wind. He's back for 2.
Definitely a chance, of course.
Almost back onto the stumps as well.
Andre seems to have rehydrated. Seems to be ready to go. Lovely bit of bowling there. Just outside off. Doing a little bit. Zubair Hassan Khan not knowing much about it. So a lovely little spell here by Craigan. Got that wicket in the previous over, much needed.
The offside, just be 1. There's a real bonus for Cade Carmichael. And he's getting 3 overs out of George Craigan. We haven't seen David Agnew yet. Possibly may not now. He's got at least 3 out of his part-time bowler. I'll bowl again.
Yeah, it's whether they want to gamble with the younger leg spinner. Perhaps could buy you a wicket. Of course, we had a very impressive leg spinner this morning, Aisling Lawler. So it'll be interesting to see how Agnew would go. Not a bad situation here.
Down the wicket. Up in the air. Is it enough on it? Doesn't look like it. It isn't. And Andre perishes. Mike Smith with the catch. Just didn't get enough on it. Didn't get enough momentum through the shot. Andre trying to up that run rate. He goes for 29. Craigan has another.
Yeah, just the 1-4 and the 1-6 from Andre. A lot of 2s. Looked like he got a good piece of this, but just didn't quite get the distance. It was well taken. The fielder with plenty of time to sit underneath it and get set for that catch.
I have to tell you, Dave, I've been stitched up here.
How so, Ollie?
Yeah. Well, Mr. Prophet has been and gone. So he was wearing O'Sullivan's shirt. So this now is Ishar O'Sullivan. That's a fine. I'm going to fine Mr. O'Sullivan, Mr. Prophet rather.
Won't somebody please think of the commentators?
It's not very good behaviour whatsoever. If you're going to have a name on a shirt, make sure you've got the right name. Nasty. Nasty. On the pull. I actually remember George Dockrell doing it in an international game. He put on a different shirt. I think he got a bit of a fine for it. He was just wearing just one he picked up in the changing room or something, and I think he got a fine for it. But I'll be fining Mr. Thorn Prophet. So we'll better give him his dues. He batted quite well earlier on, but he was wearing O'Sullivan's shirt, so apologies for that. Brings up the 100 for Cork County. 14 overs gone. So what can they set? Can they get a good finish here in these last 6 and go at the usual sort of rate at the end, 10 and over? Get themselves up to that 160 that their captain had wished for.
Yeah, the 6 overs remaining. Seems to be the number they wanted. Instonians, you'd feel this could chase down anything, maybe. Of course, very different kind of ground. That win against Phoenix coming at the shot.
Yep.
Different dimensions completely to contend with.
Cian Robertson to close out here. His 4th over. This Dundonald then. Slip in, moving down the ground.
Nicely driven. Agnew there. Long off.
Robertson. It's taking a little bit of time here. Bolt the can. And there's those levers we talked about. And that's cleared us. And it's heading over towards the Dundonald Road.
Yep.
Clean as a whistle. Clean as a whistle from Zubair Khan.
Up and over from Zubair. Got all of that.
He'll go again. Pulled this one this time, but he's got it in the gap. 1 bounce. 4. Zubair Khan is on the charge here for Cork County. 10 off 2 balls in this Robertson's last over.
I'll tell you what though, Robertson may have fancied himself there. Just held it back slightly. May have just slightly beaten the batter, but batter got it in the gap. So away from those fielders. And the 1 bounce for 4.
That's the advantage of being tall. Can still reach out even when you're beaten slightly. That's a poor throw again.
Here we go.
That's very sloppy from Instonians. Just about held in on the boundary.
Oh.
Don't see that very often, and the ball's gone again. It's Kate Carmichael. He'll be dirty about that one. Yeah, he apologises to Neil Rock. 2 more to the total. Shorter. Should just be 1.
Yeah, just the 1. Bit of momentum here in this over. Potentially maybe just swinging towards Cork County.
Well, as we mentioned about that 10 and over, already got 14 off 5 here. Last ball for Robertson. Driven out to the far side again. Should get 2. At least. Comfortably.
Yeah, no thoughts of pushing for 3. I think they walked that last bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Not a big fan of that, to be fair. I think we've got to get every single run here to Cork County. Put the pressure on the field, but still a good over at the end of the day. Robertson closes out. Expensive in his last. And for plenty on that over. 16 in fact.
116 for 6. 15.
So Cragen is going to bowl his 4. I suppose no sprays when you're sitting with 2 from 12 from 3. Why would you not?
He's bowled very well. You mentioned it was a bit of a luxury getting those extra overs out of him, but done very well today, so no reason really to stop. Get the hook out.
That's gone again. Another boundary. Cork County just starting to get a little momentum here. Gone through the offside there. Beats Andrew White and runs away for 4. He's just starting to go through the gears here a little bit.
Yeah, just got that leg out of the way, but it was all hands really. Hands through the ball, getting that way through. Lovely shot really to see from Zubair. First ball the over as well, getting that away for a boundary.
This one's gone leg side. Cut off on the boundary and better throw in this time on the bounce to Rock. 23 from 11 now. Hassan Khan practicing a few shots down there at the non-striker's end. And again, well, Phil, oh, there could be a run out here. Is he going to throw it? He does. Will be a single now.
Might argue it's good work by Zubair to get a single out of that one.
Yeah, go on, go on.
Have a go, have a go.
I think he's fancying this now. Looking on strike. Here's the throw at the non-striker's end. 2 more to the total.
Yeah, right in between all the fielders there. Everybody converging.
Big swing and a miss from Zubair Hassan Khan. I think he's wanting to take every ball on now.
Yeah, those levers really had a swing at that. Well, if he'd connected,
Yeah,
could have been going.
Parliament Buildings for that one. He's really give it the gold kitchen sink. He's lost a little bit of shape. Doesn't close out the spell. It's a wide down the leg side. Haven't seen too many from Instonians.
It'll be a frustration from Craigan. Been very impressive. Just this over now. Momentum going Cork's way.
Down the ground. And there are boundary riders down there now.
Just a single.
That's pretty good stuff from George Craigan, you have to say. Maybe he would have been asked to bowl a couple of overs. He's managed to get through a spell. He's picked up a couple of wickets as well, and his captain will be well happy with that. But decent couple of overs there. We've talked about this last sort of little spell of a T20 game. 6 overs to go. We've got 26 from the last 2. Carmichael turns back to Andrew White.
He's turned back to White. Could have maybe looked at Agnew, maybe to see if he could fashion a wicket here at this stage, even 1 or 2 overs, even just a 1 over, potentially.
Yeah, maybe. I think he's just going with the experience in this final. You know, just making sure White knows exactly the ball where to his field. So here comes Andrew White. That's in the air. It's way up in the air. Is anybody coming onto this? It's a difficult one, and well, incredible that that doesn't go to hand. It's just about lands at the circle.
Really is incredible.
Andrew White's given Shane Dadswell a bit of tap there. Why aren't you going for that?
Didn't move an inch.
There's the pause. That's about as slow as it gets. Picked up by Arcan. That's actually O'Sullivan. Apologies. Plays that sweep shot. His apologies. Our score's just down at the moment. We'll catch up with that as soon as we can. We'll keep you updated. It's 128 for 6. Arcan on 27. That's into the offside. That's going to beat Agnew initially, but he does well. Good return. Keeps it down to 1. Well fielded from young Agnew there.
It's good to see Zubair. He's possibly threatening there to say at least we can go for the second.
Longer ball this time. Took a long time to get to nail rock that. Bowling from 24 yards there at least. Took an eternity to get through to the keeper, but
Don't quite have the speed gun on me
Yeah.
to hand, but
about 6 Ks. Going through the repertoire again here is Andrew White. There's the pause. Whisper it quietly, it's a decent little over here. 3 off it so far. Can O'Sullivan pick up the boundary? 25-yarder again. And this time the ball does reach Neil Rock. And okay, he hasn't taken a catch, but he's involved in another dismissal. 6 from 6. Neil Rock. Andrew White just holds that one back again. Sullivan can't make a connection. He goes for 6. Stumped Rock, bowled White. And the score 129 for 7.
yeah, you can't keep Neil Rock out of this game. Just involved in absolutely everything. Holds it back slightly, does Andrew White. Beats the batter, has a skip, nowhere near it. And lovely work behind the stumps.
Yep, it's just a matter of whether the ball got there this time, which it did. Neil Rock right beside the off stump. Cursory look to the umpire, I think he knew he got his man there. Now coming out to bat, magnificently named Thiago Lofsay, with Thiago on his back.
Yep, 129 for 7. 3 overs to go here at the Ward Stormont.
Dadswell back for his last over. There's that short ball. That's going to go over the fine leg fielder. Work for Agnew. Oh, that's fantastic work from young David Agnew. Gets a round of applause from his teammates and the bowler. That's really good work.
Was close enough to the rope there, but some lovely work there by Agnew. Chase it down, never gave up.
Yeah, that's the key. So right over his head, chased it down. A little bit of technique here as well. See it there, look. Just gets it inside the rope. I'm happy enough for that. Even if it wasn't. I'm happy enough for that work. Shane's in the field. Actually sends Agnew back this time. So 2 fielders right on the leg side. 3 in fact, so could be a short ball. Is he actually picks out long on. So he's seeing it pretty well. Is Zubair Hassan Khan? He's hit that short ball down the ground.
Oh yeah, you often play it down the ground to get the single down to long on. Very unusual to actually pull it down the ground,
Yeah.
but easy as you like for Zubair Hassan Khan. Enjoying his batting at the moment.
This one definitely freshening again here at the moment. I think we're going to take off in this tent in a moment. So Thiago, what do we call him Thiago? He's put it in the back of his shirt. We'll call him Thiago.
Yes, indeed. Thiago Lofsay.
132 for 7. This is his first ball.
Facing Dadswell.
Slower ball cut to Carmichael. Oh boy. Real mix up there. Not the greatest piece of cricket you've ever seen between the 2 batters, and indeed Carmichael with a little bit of a fumble. In the end, lots of movement. Dot ball.
Yeah, a bit of chaos. It's all happening out there. Misfield from Carmichael. Don't think I've ever said that before.
Very often. That'll be a wide, yep. So we haven't seen too many of them, just the 4th in the innings.
That's what continues. Cuts it through. There does Thiago. Tidied up by the sweeper on the offside. James McGee. 134 for 7 here in the 18th over. Dadswell's final over. Bowled so very well at the start. At that lifting delivery.
is a wide. Dadswell not particularly sure about that one, but he brought up Agnew into the circle, so the short ball tactic maybe will be changed now. A bit of an off cutter there. And again, that's an inside edge. He's going to beat the man up on the ring, Agnew. He's going to go for 4. So he's just putting on a little bit of a show here as Hassan Khan moves to 35.
Yeah, he's enjoying his cricket here, and why not? Here in a final, All-Ireland T20 men's final here in Stormont. Out in the middle, making a difference.
There's that short ball again. Through it this time. A good set, you have to say, from Shane Dadswell. He's been good all year at the ball for Instonians. We'll see him probably with the bat later on. He finishes with 3 for 36 from his 4. And with 2 to go, Cork County 139 for 7. You're not out a minute. Hassan Khan is 35. And Tiago Olofse has 1.
Yeah, what a bit of bowling from Dadswell. So good up front. They held back that one over, which is probably just wise, just to keep that level of flexibility. But those lifting deliveries early on really were troubling Cork County.
Yeah, definitely. That's what he's done there. At the start of the innings, he's broke the back of that top order. Andrew White continue. Slower ball again. Nicely picked out, but manages to do the fielding in the end and keeps it down to 1. Despite the glare from the bowler, he manages to do the work on the boundary. Round arm 1 ball down here towards Carmichael. That's a fantastic catch from Cade Carmichael.
Yeah, good piece of work there by Carmichael, but unfortunately couldn't quite hold on to it. It's just struggled slightly, just gone over a little bit, and the rest of the fielders just seeing if he's all right. Bit of a moment maybe for the batters to just have a little bit of a drink. Umpire's just checking to see if Carmichael is all right. Went down slightly there on the boundary. Just seeing if he's all right. Cork County 122 for 6. Oh, sorry though, that was a bit earlier ago. 140 for 8 here in the 19th. So just a slight break in play if you just caught us now. Just checking on the fielder on the boundary. Carmichael.
Yeah, just right in front of us here. Just down in front of us here. Medics now. Quite to look after him. And I think he's conscious okay. He hasn't sort of lost consciousness, and they're just checking through him here. And we're talking about earlier on about obviously the checks with helmets and things like that. It's just one of those events you don't want to see. But just going through that.
Just going through the protocol, of course. Always necessary to
take you run through the cards here. Just while we're waiting here. The medics, as I say, looking after Cade Carmichael at the moment, but I'll just run through the card here. If you remember, Cork County won the toss and they decided to bat first. And at the start of the innings, Bakhtir came out. Very start and hit a couple of boundaries. He got 12, but James McGee got him, but it was Shane Dadswell show at the start. He picked up 3 quick wickets early on for Instonians. Brian Upman went for 16. Now he went for that 12. Andrea Nadas was out first ball. And then Ben Morris, he bounced out by Dadswell as well. He went for 9. A little bit of a partnership between Brad. Keith Carmichael, unfortunately, he's got a little bit of an injury. Delighted to say he is in front of us here, and he's talking to the medical team. So we're just taking a bit of time here just to bowling figures there for Instonians. Shane Dadswell has finished his spell. 4 overs, no maidens, 3 for 36. James McGee, 3 overs, 1 for 24. Robertson's through his 4, none for 35. Right in the middle of Andrew White's spell here, 3.2 overs. He's got 2 for 22. And George Cragen, well, he came on, say maybe a little bit unexpected, Dave, but he's got through his 4 overs, 2 for 22, and still needs to be well happy with his contribution there.
Yeah, Cragen was very impressive with the ball. Really doing a job for his captain here in this T20 final, this men's All-Ireland T20 final.
Let's give you a quick update here. Does look a little bit dazed, not surprisingly. Does Keith Carmichael, but he's just getting up on his feet. It'll take a little bit of time here. He's back on his feet. A little bit dazed, but seems to be okay now to a point. I think they'll take a little bit of time here now and let him settle. There's only a couple of overs left here. Again, the medical team on hand here, so just see him coming into screen there. That's him wearing the number 8. That's the medical team, just making sure everything's okay.
Yeah, just following protocol. Just taking a bit of time out. No harm to see. Great to see him on his feet there. Okay, Carmichael, and just the 2 overs left you mentioned. So I'll take a little bit of time off.
Yeah, I'd be heading over to the tent here and just getting fully checked out. They've done a really good job there. The medical team. Never like to see any sort of head injuries at any stage. And took a bit of a wrap there. Just see it again here now as Cam goes for the 6 down here. And there's where he just takes the catch and
yeah, did very well to take that catch, but just of course going over slightly.
yeah.
Okay, Carmichael, of course, a great fielder in the outfield, but great to see him there on his feet. So just a little bit of a break in play if you've just tuned in here at Stormont. It's a men's T20 All-Ireland final. Just doing some protocol there. But in the middle of this, Andrew White over. 4 deliveries to go.
Yeah, it's the captain is out in the middle now. David Carey. So, just with a little bit of a break there. Unfortunate for Kate Carmichael. We wish him the best there. I hope he's fine. He does look much more with us there as his medical team look after him there. So, good signs there, but obviously we're obviously very concerned with any head injury. Wish him the best, and hopefully we'll see him in the Instonians innings. But getting back to the cricket here now, 140 for 8. Just a word on what we can see here, Dave. Just never mind the cricket. We're just looking up over our heads here, and it's got quite dark. The wind is still coming through. We've been promised rain today, and we're just hoping that this is not something that's coming to fruition.
Yeah, we're going to see it in the left corner there, screen. Been very lucky today, very blustery conditions, but a mixture of cloud and sunshine, but very, very dry.
Here we go again, back in the action. Andrew White, slower ball straight back to him. That's out. And that's just about as easy a dismissal as you could ever wish. It was almost as if Joshy it was out there. I'd said it was Dermot Carey, but it was actually Joshy. So our Joshy had come out and just tapped it straight back to Andrew White. That's about as easy a dismissal as you're ever going to see. Held back by Andrew White. See, it's as slow a ball as you possibly could see. giving it plenty of loop. And batter just said, "Here you go, Andrew. Take the catch," almost apologetically. Andrew White pockets that one.
I mean, there's holding it back and there's holding it back. And
Yeah.
slower ball, even slower ball,
It's almost
slowest
on like
ball.
a little bit of a string there or a sponge or something, just keep it back. And yeah, but look, he's done the business again. 2 wickets again. He's on a hat trick. Andrew White. This time it is David Carey out there. Number 11. Again, 3 for 22 for the 45-year-old. Here he comes. Can he make it 4? Take a hat trick. Throws it up. Tucked onto the leg side. Anticlimactic. It'll just be a single. And I tell you what, I think if I was Instonians now, I'd be rushing around here. I'd be trying to get these final few balls done here. These 7 or 8, if they can take the wicket, even better. Outside off, it's in the air. And gone. Andrew White finishes with 4 wickets again. Instonians will be off the wicket here. Yep, I can see him telling Nikolai Smith, get out there, get the pads on. Let's get going here because it's got very, very dark here at Stormont. But Instonians have wrapped this innings up very, very quickly in the end. 3 wickets in the over for Andrew White. He finishes with 4. Nicely taken catch there. Sully Gold on the boundary. And Cork County have been bowled out in the 19th over for 141.
Yeah, lovely piece of bowling there. I could hit it into the wind, really. Probably stuck, but just to give a sense of these conditions. It's really changed now with that blustery wind.
There's your card for Cork County having decided to bat first. Back there, Nobby got them off to a flyer. 3 boundaries in the first 6 or 7 deliveries, but he went to McGee. But before that, Upman went to Dadswell. First of many dismissals for Neil Rock. 5 catches and a stumping for him. And then that middle order, Andrianatis and Morris went cheaply. A little bit of a rebuild from Profit, and Khan was probably the most proactive of the Cork County batters. 35 from 21 from him. A bit of a team end there. Lots of wickets at the death. O'Sullivan, Lofsay, and Jossie all going for 6, 2 and 0. And Cork County finished with 141 all out.
Yeah, those partnerships. The Profit Undre partnership of 50. The biggest partnership. But then Zubair, Hassan Khan and O'Sullivan really getting things going. Zubair Hassan Khan there with 23 off 11. Really making full use of those levers for Cork County.
And the bowling figures for Instonians, well, it was Shane Dadswell up top. He used the short ball really well and they couldn't handle it, Cork County. He picked up his 3 wickets in his first 3 overs. Came back at the end, 3 for 36 from him. McGee 1 for 24. None for Robertson, and went for a few in his last over, which spoiled his figures a little bit. George Cregan, they got 4 overs out of him, and he took 2 for 22, which probably would have been the standout until that man does it again at the end. Andrew White, 3 wickets in his last over, and he finishes with 4 for 23. So at the halfway point here at the Ward Stormont, the match summary is that Cork County, having opted to bat first, they're bowled out in the 19th over for 141. So we'll be back in around about 10 minutes, hopefully, to see Instonians chase down 142 for victory in this men's All-Ireland T20 final. Join us then. Okay, welcome back here to the ward at Stormont. During the innings break, we had a bit of a heavy squally shower, but the wind we've been talking about all day, thankfully, has blown that through. You can see a bit darker than it was earlier when the sun was out, so it is a little bit overcast now. So we're definitely going to have to take a look on the weather. But it's 142 for Instonians to chase here in the full 20 overs. Hopefully we'll get there. But we'll keep an eye on that for you as well. We'll keep you up to date with the Duckworth Lewis. Diarmuid Carey, the ball, short. Rock pulls into the leg side, but no run. It's Neil Rock and Cade Carmichael is not opening the batting as expected for Instonians. It's Nikolai Smith. Cade Carmichael got an injury in that first innings and of course is receiving treatment. I've heard that he is up and about, but just receiving a little bit of treatment, so best wishes to Cade Carmichael obviously. Nikolai Smith, he's going to well used to open the batting for Instonians. He'll face his first ball now from Carey. Through to the keeper. So Dave, we have a bit of a strange situation here, Dave. Dave's sort of beside me here. We're sort of betwixt and between here with the weather now.
Yeah, looks slightly like just trying to fit in the overs here. Carey straight on, the left arm spinner for Cork County. Just the one off his over so far. So handy start.
He's on the sweep, that's outside the off stump for impact. And runs away and goes for 4 leg buys. Impact definitely outside the off stump there. Weather coming in again here. This is a really difficult moment here for Instonians. You can see the impact here. Well, outside off.
Well outside.
This time on the sweep, and he gets hold of this one. That'll be 4. So, good start to the over from Carey. Just a single off the first 4 balls, but 8 coming from the last 2. Estonians move. It's a 9 without loss. And the weather very much closing in here again. Just hoping that this wind can blow it through pretty quickly. 5 overs is the minimum we need here to constitute a full game. But obviously we're hoping that we manage to get a few more than that. And you can see these guys at Cork County are doing us up a kipper again here. Dave,
sense of humour.
Back to your navvy.
In.
Wearing brown on his back.
Yeah, quite accustomed to opening the bowling. We saw him doing that for Munster Reds in the Interprovincial T20 trophy.
Oh, that's a freebie. Absolute freebie for Instonians. Down leg side. Does take a little bit off the pad, so it won't be wide, but he misdirected from Nabby.
Yeah, this be really hurting Cork County. Now the rain's really come down since that delivery's gone to the boundary. See maybe the wind blowing over slightly.
Yeah, they're going to go. They're going to go here. The wind has actually brought the rain in this time. Does look a little brighter over to the left-hand side, but right now above the head you can see on the screen there how heavy it is. Neil Rock, a bit of a soak in there. It's pretty heavy at the minute, and the covers will come back on here. And unfortunately, we've got another break in play. We've been very lucky today to get so much play in. We thought the weather would be a little bit more inclement, but just right now it has come in. And the covers, as you can see, going on again. Estonians have moved on to 13 without loss from the first 7 deliveries here. Reminder, chasing 142 for victory here in this men's All-Ireland final. There's your match summary as we stand at the minute. That's the Cork County lineup. 141 they were bowled out in 18.5 over. Zubair Hassan Khan top scoring with 35. Andrew White ending with 4. Shane Dadswell with 3 for 36. And George Cregan 2 for 22. We've just got underway with Instonians and moved on to 13 without loss. And as I say, a little bit of a rain delay here. We're hoping that the wind keeps up and blows this through, and we'll be back with you very shortly for this Instonians chase in this Ireland men's T20 final. Well, welcome back to the ward at Stormont. Absolutely delighted to say that wind has done its job and has blown across that fairly heavy squall that we had around about 10 minutes ago. Just seen there's Rolly Black, one of our on-field umpires, just having a chat with the groundskeeper here, Philip McCormick, just making sure everything's okay. But as I say, delighted to say that squall has blown through. We've got a little bit of blue sky above, so although the weather is still around, we're hoping now that that is the last of our rain. Can't promise it. Promise many things, but I can't promise that there'll be no rain. So hopefully, but we will get a full game in. Just a reminder though that once we bowl 5 overs here, that will constitute a full game as such, and we will get a result if we bowl 5 overs. So we're 1.1 overs into the chase. Neil Rock on strike, and Bakhtiar Nabi's going to continue to bowl from the city end, and we're back underway. Cut by Rock in the offside. I'll take a single. So yeah, just during that little break, Dave has taken a little break of his own, and I'm absolutely delighted to have beside me Brian McNeice. Brian is the chair of the cricket board here in Cricket Ireland, so lovely to have you with us here, Brian, on an All-Ireland day here, the women's final in the morning and obviously this men's final in the afternoon. Really, really nice day for everyone involved in Cricket Ireland clubs all around the country.
Yeah, no, it's great to be with you, Ali, and these All-Ireland final days are always great. We had 2 great days up in Breedy for the 50 over finals, and today has been great as well. I was really impressed with the women's game earlier this morning. I know Warrington obviously kind of didn't get over the line, and Marion won the game, but the level of improvement that I saw in the Warrington team and the work that Warrington as a club have done in the women's game is just really heartening to see, and they're making rapid strides and really good progress, which is great to see.
Yeah, and even encouraging for other clubs to see that, even though down the wicket this time from Rock, and there's typical Neil Rock shot. Just through the covers there, throws his hands at it, and that ball getting a little bit damp out there as well. It's going into the far side, but yeah, just using those hands. Lovely shot to pick the gap. Neil Rock, he's away now. It's his opening boundary. Takes Instonians on to 19. This is the last ball, hopefully, of the second over. Just into the pitch. Yeah, just we're talking about Warringstown there, even though they're a hugely established club in the Northern Union. Women's cricket in the North has sort of had to develop quite a lot, and to see a team coming from last year to this year, even in the space of 12 months, really developing and giving Marion a really good game today.
Yeah, they did. I was very impressed with their fielding as well, in particular, and some of the power hitting as well was really good to see. And I know that there's a lot of people in Warringstown that have put huge time and effort and commitment into it. I was kind of slagging Alan White earlier. They're all got the Alan's Angels t-shirts on.
That's right.
So I was having a pal with him.
He loves that. He really loves that. Not.
but all credit to him and others in the club. Like, they've rolled up the sleeves, and you can see in a very short period of time the level of progression, and that's exactly what's needed. So it's fantastic to see.
Change of bowling here. Sullivan on from the Dundonald end. Spin all the way here. It's an interesting little thing. Just mention after this delivery. On the sweep again. Smith. Yeah, I know a few clubs who, with the weather about and sort of lower total on the board, might have had 3 seamers on here and take a wee bit of time out of the game. Cork County have decided to go in with 3 spinners, and we're through 2.5 overs already. Hopefully we're going to get through the whole game here.
Well, it looks promising now. That
it does.
I wouldn't have said that about 20 minutes ago in the innings break. It looked as if it was closing in badly. But it's cleared up. And to be fair, players didn't waste any time getting back out. The umpires got us back out straight away, and all credit to them.
Yep, very much so. Wide there down the leg side. And there's a huge wicket. Sullivan just in with the arm. Neil Rock trying to play that shot again through the covers like he did in the last over. Managed to pin a boundary that time, but misses with the ball coming into him. And that's a big wicket for Cork County. Neil Rock, the man of the moment in the semi-final against Phoenix. Well, he's gone just for 6. Cork County with the first wicket for them. Ethan O'Sullivan just, as I say, going in with the arm. Rock maybe moving a little bit to leg side there, and middle stump gone. A big wicket, Brian.
That is a big wicket, and particularly obviously with the injury to Kate Carmichael. And again with Duckworth Lewis potentially in play here. Wickets do make a big difference in the Duckworth Lewis equation as it progresses. So it was a very important wicket for Cork County, because Neil Rock could take this game away from Cork County very quickly.
He did it in the semi-final, as I say, and the other man who did that, well, he's out there in the middle now. Shane Dadswell. We talked about young Bakhtiar Nabi in the first innings as an entertainer. Well, this guy, he doesn't take a back seat. He usually tries to clear the ropes quite regularly and quite quickly. Sullivan, though, and he comes. Nikolai Smith on the run there. So yeah, Brian, plenty happening. Obviously, we've just seen our women's team coming back from Holland, very successful. They've qualified for the World T20 qualifiers now over in Nepal. And our women's cricket has definitely moved on exponentially. You've talked about Waringstown, for example. Even our international team has really come on now. 13 wins out of 14 in the last summer.
Yeah, particularly in the T20 format, they've been really, really good. And it was just nice to see them doing a very professional job in that European qualifier, winning all 6 games, and some very good individual performances. And there's a number of players that will again just kind of benefit from the kind of the additional experience, and you can see that there's a little bit of rotation in the side. The last game, Gabby and Orla sat it out, and building that strength and depth is going to be really important. Now, obviously, that qualifier in Nepal is crucial, but they're going in really good form, confident, and the number of players that are contributing individually in games is really heartening to see. So
yeah, very much so. I think we talked about that you can't afford to drop. Lewis and Prendergast, lovely shot from Nikolai Smith. Lets that come on. Kerry's changed ends. Smith let that come on. Lovely balance as he's playing that shot. Gets it through point. See just his balance there. Stayed with the shot. Lovely boundary for Smith. Up and down here. A little bit of rain again, but sunshine above. So one of our 4 seasons in one day here type of days. 3.1 now. Just to give you a little bit of an idea, right now, Instonians are 3 runs ahead on Duckworth. Oh, how's that got through? He's tried to lap that. He's beaten everything, including the keeper. Should be a bye, I think. Or he got something on it. Oh, looks like he's maybe given a run there. 3-1 for Nikolai Smith. And then obviously we've got England upcoming in a few weeks' time. Down in Malahide, a big series for any time an Irish team plays an English team at any sport. It's always a big event.
Yeah, very much looking forward to that series. I was actually at the 100 Eliminator yesterday in the Oval, and I was chatting to some of the ECB guys, and they're looking forward to coming across, and we're looking forward to having them here. It's going to be a really good series.
Yeah, really looking forward to that. That's 3 T20s later on in September. The 17th, 19th and 21st. I think there's very, very few tickets left, so if you fancy coming to those games in Malahide, get straight on to cricketireland.ie and get the last remaining tickets if there are any left. There are very, very few for those 3 games.
We were looking at the numbers there earlier, so certainly kind of Friday and Sunday tickets are very scarce now.
Yep.
Probably a few extra available on Wednesday, so if you do have an opportunity to come along to any of the 3 days, then
get going.
Right, get in
going
for Wednesday, or pick up the last of the tickets for Friday and Sunday. But
yeah, very much so. A lot coming over from England as well. I'm sure they'll enjoy being over in Ireland. Nice little shot there from Smith to pick up 3. So decent over here from Instonians. Last ball of the over from Kerry. It is a little bit wet for the spinner. Into the offside, and it should be a dot. It is. Closes out the over. So after 4 overs, 30 for 1. Let's give you a bit of an idea again. The Duckworth Lewis is 26 at the moment. Yeah, I know something you want to talk about, Brian, particularly was an event that took place here at Stormont that really encouraged you just to come up here at Stormont and see so many young kids involved in cricket and all our different things here at Stormont. It was a lovely day. We've seen a lot of social medias about it, but just tell us a wee bit about that day that you had up here at Stormont a few weeks back.
Yeah, it was a really brilliant day, actually, to be fair. There was a lot of kind of effort went into organising it, but you know, we had over 160 kids here from various different sports clubs around the area, from the Belfast area, from Donegal, from Derry. So it was wonderful to have those kids here, and I don't know if you heard any of the sound bites of the kids.
Yeah, I did.
They spoke more eloquently than anybody else could about why that day was so important. They had an absolute ball. They really enjoyed it. They had a chance to try out new sports, not just cricket but other sports as well. And they made great friends as well. Honestly, the day couldn't have gone any better. The kids just had an absolute ball.
Yeah, it's another lovely shot from Smith. He really is picking those boundaries. He's back-to-back boundaries here at the start of this over from O'Sullivan. Very nice from Smith. I like this balance in this innings so far. You can see in this delivery. Width offered from O'Sullivan, but sticks with it and hits it through the point area for 4. Yeah, you mentioned about the sound bites from the kids from that event. Sometimes we do get a wee bit of media training and it's a little bit of a set answers, but when you hear kids talking so passionately about the game, you just think, yeah, that's exactly what it's all about. Meeting new people and involving yourself in a new sport or things like that. Just listening to the kids talking so honestly about what they've experienced.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I did loads of kind of media interviews through the day, but later in the day I did a BBC radio interview, and at the start of it they played the kids just giving their feedback on the day, and then the interviewer asked me, why was the day so important, and I said, I really don't need to answer that.
That's it.
You've just heard it.
Yeah, that's it.
So it's very heartening, and I think it's something that we're going to repeat, not just here but in other locations around the island. It works really well. It's exactly the sort of stuff that we should be doing, and so I couldn't be happier with how the whole thing kind of played out. And
I do a lot of work with primary school kids, and as I say, sometimes it's just their enthusiasm for learning something new. What is this about? And sometimes cricket doesn't get a great reputation in terms of it's the old white ball, the whites, and it's very upper class game. Yeah. But we're moving away from that, and it's definitely more into a sort of it's a game for everybody, and everybody can partake in it. And it's a great participation sport. Yeah, it is. And again, the format that we had here for that event was, we had loads of different stations all around the ground and inflatables, and so there were different activities. The kids were on the move all the time. I'm sure there was a lot of very tired kids at the end of the day because they were kept very busy. But that's exactly how we should be presenting cricket, particularly for young kids, because if we want to attract more kids into the game, which we do, then we've got to show them that it's exciting, that it's fun, that it's something that they go home and say to their parents, I want to come back and do more of that. Again, the more that we do of that, it's kind of part of what we do in the various different participation programs that we have for the young kids. And I know there's an awful lot of clubs that are kind of running kind of similar types of activities as well. So that's exactly what they should be doing. Just Shane Dodswell started to go mad here. A couple of boundaries back to back in the over again. We watched it in the previous over. Nikolai Smith hit a couple of boundaries off the first 2 balls. Shane Dodswell's turn now. First one through mid-wicket. This one over long on. A bit of a chase for the ball here. It just disappears into the foliage. And obviously we're in the 6th over now, so there will be a result today. There will be a result today, yep. Quite correct.
Very much Instonians in the driving seat at the moment.
Yep, Duckworth Lewis at 33, so but it can change very, very quickly. I always think that weather just changes everything, because do you look at the Duckworth Lewis, or you just park it and forget about it and just play the game as it is with the worry, or do you really keep an eye on it and try and keep ahead of it? It's always a difficult one, but I know watching Shane Dadswell all year, he doesn't worry about Duckworth Lewis.
No.
He just whacks it out of the ground more times than not.
And you're in the power play as well, so
Yeah.
that's the time to take advantage of the restrictions in the power play as well. So you want to get off to a fast start, and that's exactly what they've done.
Absolutely, yeah. We were talking to Emma Butler, who's obviously club development officer, very involved today with this being the finale of the club season, really, in the All-Ireland format. She was talking about all the club things that go on, and obviously those programmes you mentioned, It's Wicket and the Smash It programmes and things like that. And definitely it is the opportunity where a lot more kids can get involved from all sorts of backgrounds and classes and things like that. Everybody can get involved in cricket. And as I say, for me, it's a real good participation sport. Like football and rugby, you sometimes don't even see the ball. Cricket, you can always do something, whether it be fielding, batting, bowling.
Yeah, but I think it's really important that we present our game in a way that is compelling for kids. So and there's another big one.
That's another biggie. That's going to head down towards the same area. This one he's middled. That's 6 more to Dadswell. He's quickly moved to 16.
But if we want to attract more kids, we've got to make it compelling. We've got to make them want to come down. We've got to give them an experience that they really enjoy, and we've got to make sure that we then kind of try and once we kind of generate that initial interest, that we keep them coming back, because the experience that they get kind of demands that they come back. So that's one of the big benefits of kind of camps like that. And the other kind of big benefit was we were able to showcase, given the circumstances that were around the camp, we were able to showcase to a lot of the really important kind of decision makers, particularly kind of from a political point of view. We had kind of all the various different parties represented here. We had lots of media here. And everybody who was here came away from it going, wow, this is just fantastic, and really enjoyed it, and kind of really came away with a very different perception of cricket as a sport, and also kind of the power of sport, and kind of just reinforce that for everybody. So I think in terms of what we were looking to achieve with that, it really ticked every single box that we had hoped it could.
Tucked in the leg side for a single. Yeah, I think that's the very word we're talking about here, the perception of the sport. A lot of people come to cricket and have a different perception of it. So we can change that perception, and once you get, I think from my perspective, a lot of times when you get kids involved, it does sow that seed, and then it just grows from there, and they realise that, yeah, this is really a sport for me. But I think that's right, the perception of the game we can change right throughout the country. And actually this year in the club game, we've seen Galway, we've seen Kerry playing in national finals, we've seen Warringstown trying to win a game today in the women's, and really developed quite a lot. Cork County here today, so we've seen a lot of teams winning their first ever national tournaments.
Yeah, again, those couple of days in Bredy were fantastic. Obviously, I have a little bit of a personal interest in Clontarf being in the final, and on the Saturday. But the Sunday was a really heartening day as well, because again, you've got 2 clubs that have never participated in an All-Ireland final. From province, and particularly this year with Connacht officially becoming our 5th provincial union, it just gives everybody in those clubs and in those kind of provincial unions a little bit of a boost to show that the work that is going on is paying dividends.
Yeah.
And look, we're in it for the long haul. You've got to be patient. But those signs, and again today with Warringstown, you can see that when the work goes in, and if you do the kind of the basic development work, and you give people something that they want to be part of, then you can grow the game. And so we've got to really look at the lessons from all of those things and double down on them, and do much more of that activity.
Yeah, I was just about to say that they've brought in Tiago Olofse has come into the attack here, and I just think this might suit Shane Dadswell right down to the ground. He's not express pace, ball of length to Dadswell. He might just fancy this a little bit. That's just, as they would say, in the slot for Shane Dadswell. That's gone a long, long way. That's a 6 on pretty much any ground here in the country. As I say, he might just fancy this.
Well, he jumped all over that one straight away. Yeah, that was right in the slot, as you say, and it was almost like effortless. He didn't overhit it.
No.
But as you say, it went a very long way, and that was a 6 on any ground.
Sees the field here. Comes a offside again. Goes offside, full ball this time. Will they push to? Yeah, they will. And there's that subtle difference that we mentioned in the first innings. The rebuild partnership from Cork County, they were just happy to hit the ball to the boundary and take one. There's Instonians are straight away pushing for 2, and that can make such a difference in a short game. T20, turning 1s into 2s. Plus it also gets Dadswell back on strike. Still in the power play, of course. Just outside, in fact. The scoreboard not updated. Still says 5 overs. Score on your screen gladly says 6.3. So we're up to date. So yeah, we've had a great summer, Brian, weather-wise. We've been able to get through most games until today. We've just had a little bit of rain today, but given where we're at, we can't really complain too much with the weather. So we've had lots of cricket.
Just don't jinx it for the last couple of weeks of the season.
Yes, exactly.
In particular in the middle of September.
Got a few weeks left, and indeed exactly that middle of September is key as well, you're right. But yeah, it's been a really successful season, both internationally and club cricket as well, as you've mentioned, those days up in Breedy. And those new teams winning. Balbriggan, of course, obviously won that. That's the first time they've ever won the Irish Senior Cup, and then County Galway Connacht coming on board. So definitely signs of growth throughout the country, not just in the main areas of the NCU Northwest and Leinster. Yeah,
and again, I think that's really important. Like going back to the Clontarf Breedy final, I got a bit of stick in my own club because they were all giving out about having to go up to Breedy and 2 Dublin teams, and why isn't the final in Dublin? Well, like there's a very good reason why we bring those finals around the country. Breedy have done phenomenal work, and again you can see that paying off in terms of the quality of the facilities. And there's a lot of my own club members in Clontarf who'd never been to Breedy before, who came away from that going, wow, look at what's here, look at the facilities that are here, look at the quality of the pitches, 650 runs scored, how they were welcomed and catered for and looked after, and it's really important for people to see that, because that's we're an all-Ireland sport. We're in the 5 provincial unions. We're trying to grow the game in each of the 5 provincial unions, and each will be growing at slightly different pace, and they're at a slightly different part of that growth journey. But we've got to make sure that we're continuing to grow everywhere, and again, that's really important. The other thing that I reflected on the day as well, I said it to some of the Balbriggan guys, Balbriggan as a club have done amazing work and to get to where they've got to. And I know there was a couple of joking memes about, this was going to be celebrated in South Africa and all that sort of stuff. But I really didn't like that, because you look at what Balbriggan is doing. They've built their indoor centre. They've got a really good youth section, boys and girls. Their girls section, their women's team are on the up and up. Their men's team are performing really well. So they are doing all the basic development work. In fact, it's much more than basic development work. There's very few clubs that have built an indoor centre in the way that they have, and so, I think it's really important that everybody looks at clubs like Balbriggan and the work that they're doing, and focuses on that, because that's what's going to sustain them in the long term. And I said to Albert Harper on the day, that the future is really, really bright for cricket in Balbriggan because of that groundwork that's been done.
Gone in. Yeah, there's different ways that skin a cat, as it were. Different clubs go about it different ways, and I've been down to that indoor centre, and it's unbelievable. It's really tremendous, the work that's gone in there, and I actually talked to them about how much effort that had gone into doing it. So definitely the effort that they put in, the number of years it took to build that, and now they're seeing the fruition of it. And it's going to help their club for many, many years to go, and indeed cricket in Fingal and all around the area.
And yeah, exactly, right across the area. So like, you know, it's fantastic. So, you know, I think that's, you know, winning in All Ireland is just rewards for all of that work that's gone on over the years, and that's continuing at a pace. And you know, I think it's brilliant to see.
Yeah, it's a really, really fantastic there from them to get over the line there, despite it being Clontarf.
Yeah, that's the
they were beating.
that's the only bit. But again, if I look at Clontarf, like I did a little bit of work in Clontarf with Ian Sinnott in the development of a kind of a youth kind of strategy, and kind of one of the things that we were looking at was trying to develop and grow players within the club that ultimately can, you know, progress and represent the club at a senior level. And if you look at that side, there was a number of younger players that have come through, and if Clontarf continue to do the hard yards and the youth development, they'll reap the benefits of
very
that.
much so. I think we talked about it. The captain David Lilly after he was almost taking more out of the game than Balbriggan did in a way, because the young boys had performed so well. So yeah, that's right. That's a full toss. It's hit high in the air. It's a chance here. This is huge. And he's taken. Shane Dadswell goes. And he'll be a little bit miffed at that, because Shane Dadswell usually hits a ball like that right out of the park. He's got a little bit of an under bottom edge on that rather, and it's gone high in the air. He's gone for 30. Giannattis was the man under it. 30 off just a 19, 3 4s and 2 6s. He's got his team into a good position, but not an absolutely guaranteed position. 76 for 2. As I say, just a little bit of the toe end there. And Giannattis gets into a good position, and you can see the difference there. Gets himself set and takes the catch. That's just what Cork County needed there.
Yeah, he moved very well and then set himself, and that made the catch a little bit easier for him. So it's a really good piece of fielding there.
Yeah, and key for Cork County to get rid of Dadswell. If he hangs around for another 2 or 3 overs, I think, then the game would be done. It's got Andrew White, a very experienced player in his own right. We've seen that today already. 4 wickets for him. Couldn't get the ball out of his hand, but he's good with the bat in hand as well. He'll be a little bit more steady here. You wouldn't have thought it would be the fireworks, but he'll be a good man to come in now for Instonians, just to work it around, possibly with Nikolai Smith.
But you could see in his bowling spell, he's the wise old
oh yeah,
and all the different variations that he had, and you know, kind of no 2 balls were the same in his spell.
And he gets off the mark straight away with a single. That takes Instonians through to 77 for 2. 8 overs gone. I'd just like to thank you, Brian, for coming on here today and explaining all these things that are going on in Cricket Ireland, and obviously lots to do, but you know, we've had a really good summer. The women are off to Nepal. Hopefully they can qualify for England, and what a fill-up that would be for us to get to a World Cup next year, to travel around England and watch our women's team in England.
Well, I think they deserve it as well. You know, you've seen the quality of cricket that they've played. You've seen how much they've developed. So it'll be, you know, a fitting reward and fully deserved if they do. We can't take it for granted. You know, that's going to be a tough qualifier. Those qualifying events are really competitive. But it would be fantastic to see them get over the line. Again, obviously, you know, finishing out the year as well with the England series here, and then the men go to Bangladesh for the test matches, and so, you know, there's still plenty to look forward to.
For sure, women in South Africa as well. Yeah,
and women in South Africa, exactly.
Yeah, so there's plenty to happen, and obviously days like this, seeing, you know, obviously the weather's closed in a little bit, but you know, you mentioned it earlier about the women's game. So many people here from both clubs, Merioneth, Warringstown, and others, were here this morning. So good to see in an All-Ireland environment that it's not just the 2 teams that are coming along, and what, well, I think, you know, we can make this into a big club day.
I think we had a bigger crowd for the women's game.
Yeah, I think so.
Which again is fantastic to see. And it's something that kind of, you know, tying the 2 things together, actually, the camp that we had here about 10 days ago, and these kind of club finals. You know, what I'd like to see, and I'm kind of chatting to the team about what we might do next year around this. I would like to see us creating a bit of a kind of festival atmosphere around these club finals. So when we've got the 50 over finals, obviously we've got the Senior Cup and the Junior Cup the day after. Again, if we got the right venue, we can kind of set up that kind of camp feel, on a back pitch, invite loads of kids to it, and get lots of people in, and create an event and a festival around those finals.
Yeah.
I think if we do that, then it can only add to the occasion itself, and also it gives us another opportunity to get more people kind of
Absolutely.
introduced to the game, and so that's some stuff that we're going to kind of think about over the winter, and look at how we kind of use these All-Ireland finals for those types of activities.
Yeah, I think so. I think we did the club day up at Brady as well for the West Indies game as well, where people came in their club kits. We did it at Pembroke as well.
Yeah.
Bring your club kits and show your colours and things like that. So little things like that get the club involved, and then they'll bring friends, and it all just snowballs. And I think you're right about the event of a side of an All-Ireland event. I mean, GA do it brilliantly. The All-Ireland events in Croke Park are sold out the year before, so we're not going to get to that level overnight, but we can aspire to have an event where lots of people can come to an All-Ireland event, whether it be the 50 over or today.
Yeah, exactly.
T20 final.
I caught a little bit of your podcast last week, and I know I think Nathan was pushing you to try and reveal the
yeah, he was.
The location for the finals next year. I don't know if it's a secret. I don't think it is.
I don't know whether it is, but I didn't want to be the one to tell anybody.
Yeah, well, I can, so I'll give the game away now. So it's it's going to be in Clontarf. It's Clontarf's 150th anniversary, and so with the rugby pitches in the background, behind the clubhouse, we could set up that kind of camp setup in Clontarf, and I think that would be fantastic if we did that. So we'll have a look at that, and obviously the rain is beating us now here. Yeah,
unfortunately we've had another little shower as we've been chatting there, and we got a little bit involved in that event next year. But yeah, Instonians have moved ahead there to 85 for 2. The rain has come again, but again, hopefully that'll blow over fairly quickly. You can see on screen there your DLS at the minute is 58, so Instonians well ahead of the game, thanks to a few boundaries there that have come from Smith, and indeed Andrew White's just picked up one there. So the cover's going back on there. So yeah, you've given us a nice little exclusive here today. We've got a little bit of an exclusive for next year. The Senior Cup final and the National Cup final, which takes place on a Saturday and Sunday back to back. Next year will be in Dublin in Clontarf, 150th year, very appropriate. We did it. I think Cricket Ireland did it last year for Cork County.
Yeah, that's right.
We went to the Mardeg and had a fantastic 2 days down there for their 150th. So yeah, really nice for Clontarf to. And that's exactly what we've talked about quite a bit, is trying to flag that up. It's going to be in Clontarf. Let's make that an event, and really good that we've got loads of area there where you could make it into a double header then and have a kids event on the same day.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think there's lots that we can do, and so I think we've got to get more creative around what we do, so that we do make these kind of events that people want to be at, enjoy being at, and that they kind of promote our game, and because the standard of club cricket is improving all the time. I look at the quality of that All-Ireland final. It was fantastic cricket.
Yeah, it was.
And we've got some really top-class players playing at the top level of our club game, and we should be showing that off and getting as many people to see that as possible. So the more that we kind of create something around it, I think the more that people will see that this is worth backing, this is worth getting into.
Yeah, and as you say, then if you sort of backed up the event you had here with 150 kids were playing on that Clontarf rugby pitch in the background to a main senior final going on just over the road, lots of parents who maybe don't involve themselves in cricket could come along and then realise, well, there's a game on there and it's pretty good level, and yeah, maybe a kid could play this and things like that. It's great to see so many people coming through and getting the people that don't have that cricket background.
Yeah.
I think that for me, you see a lot of kids coming because their parents have played, and it's just the thing you do. It's what you do. You just bring through. Warringstown being a perfect example. I think if you're born with a bat in your hand in Warringstown. You just go and play cricket. But there's other towns and villages even around the country where that's not the case, and you do have to go out there and attract people to the game. And once you get them, as we've said before, so an event like that, 2 days down in Dublin would be really special.
Yeah, and you know, I've seen it in my own club. So kind of, if you go down during the summer on a Friday night to Clontarf, you've got, I think, 450 or 500 kids now between the ages of 6 and 9 who are down on the Friday night crickets.
That's a sensational event. I've seen that. It's absolutely sensational.
It's brilliant. But what is really interesting as well, it's created a bit of a social buzz as well.
Yeah.
So the parents come down, kids are happy, occupied, kind of running around. End of the week, if the sun is shining, parents come down and they socialise with their kind of, you know, people in the community, and it's actually become the place to go on a Friday night. You know,
that's the local.
It is, like, you know, but like, you know, again, there's absolutely no reason why we can't do kind of more of that, or kind of think about things that are, you know, where we're using kind of cricket as the platform to bring people together, and just kind of be a little bit more imaginative about how we present ourselves.
And cricket does have that advantage in a way that there is a lot of downtime in cricket as well, where you do have to have that social chat with people as well, so you can meet people around the game, as opposed to maybe the more sort of physical sports like your cricket and your football and your rugby, your GAA, which is sort of all on, encompassing, it's 80 minutes, 90 minutes, and it happens out there and that's it. Whereas cricket does have those little times in between where you can sort of chat about other things, and kids get involved in that. And I mean, I've watched a lot of games of youth cricket this year where kids have just had that development as well as the sporting activity. They've got that sort of mental development as well of chatting to each other. Yeah, well, I think that, you know, again, you know, I think sport generally, but cricket in particular, is great. It's not just, you know, the physical benefits and the mental kind of benefits that you get out of participating in the sport. It does develop those social skills for all those reasons that you've outlined, and so again, the more that you know, we can, you know, in a very practical way show that to people through their experience, the more likely it is that will just kind of, you know, spread the word, and people will say, hey, you know, you've got to get involved in this. Like, you know, I've got friends who never came anywhere near the cricket club in Clontarf, who ended up through their kids, because the kid came down. Their kids in their class in school were saying, hey, we did do this thing on a Friday night, it's great crack. And then they talk to the parents of the kids, and the parents say, oh, you should come down on the Friday. There's a great social scene down there on a Friday night. So it's you know, again, like, you know, where we can do that sort of stuff, then it's, for me, it's an absolute no-brainer. So that's kind of what we're. Yeah, it's the old snowball effect. Yeah, if you can get it rolling and then build on it and things like that. So yeah, we're delighted to say we're going to get action here again. Thanks, Brian, again, once again, for coming on and having a chat to us. It's been really fascinating to hear sort of what's been happening, but more importantly what's going to be happening here in the future, and the game's bright at the minute, both the men and women. So thanks for coming on and telling us a few things about what's going to happen, and it's been really interesting. Not at all, thanks, and thank you. This is probably my opportunity, kind of, as we come towards the end of the season, for all the work that you do in kind of you know, providing the coverage that you do, and the passion that you bring to it. It's we really do appreciate it, and so thank you for all your efforts as well. Yeah, it's everybody here at the MWX, just me. It's been a long old haul. So thank you again, Brian. We're going to sort of get back, and straight away we've got a wicket straight away. Well, are they on the way back here? Cork County, they've got rid of set batter. First ball back. Nikolai Smith has gone. He's gone for 32. It might have been a chat that they needed a wicket. They needed a wicket straight up on the resumption, and they've got it. So the third wicket down for Instonians. Right back after the rain delay. To see Nikolai Smith just coming back first ball, trying to reverse sweep. Just goes under the bat, picks out the off stump, and Josie up with the big punch of the air, and they've got that breakthrough. 85 for 3 now, and Nikolai Smith goes for 32. Dave Sirra has joined me once again. Dave, what's your thoughts? You've been out there for a little while. Weather's a little bit iffy, but our Cork County on the way back.
Interesting choice of shot after the delay. Conditions, but what a difference a rain break can make.
Yeah, I don't think that would have been the chat from the Instonians camp. Go out, first ball, lose your wicket. I think it would have been, look, let's just tick this over and get this done. Still 57 runs short. Metcalf out in the middle now. And Ollie Metcalf has gone. First ball, he's not sure. And that's taken the off stump. And Siddharth Joshi is throwing a large wrecking ball in here. 2 and 2. Dadswell did it for Instonians at the top of the order, but not a run chase. He's taken 2 and 2.
Estonians look very comfortable in this chase, knowing the equation, knowing what they had to do. Getting ahead of DLS, coming out after the breakdown and having to face Joshi here. Straight on it, attacking those stumps.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing.
Drifting it in.
Just a drift. He's played down the wrong line there. Only Metcalf.
And we'll call back to maybe the semi-final. Triple wicket maiden from Joshi, so
yeah.
He's got form.
Yeah, there's a little bit of form in this. We've seen Curtis Comfort go 4 from 4 for Ireland and then 5 from 5 in the Reds. Joshi back this up here. 4 down now for Estonians, and probably Kate Carmichael not going to bat. Hat trick ball. Plenty of air. Oh, and almost under the bat. Sully Gould, a bit of a tentative prod there. Still reeling out in the middle. All of a sudden. Oh, he's hit that. Surely he's hit that. Yeah, he's got a little bit of bat on that. And all of a sudden it's a minefield out there, Dave.
Yeah, he's into it, is Joshi. You can just feel every ball, a little bit of an event here. Wily operator.
Quicker ball. Andrew White doesn't want the single.
Dot ball maybe being the crucial factor here. Wicket or dot ball. Handy for County here.
Double wicket maiden in a T20 game's not the worst thing you can have. Can he close it out here? It's floated up. He can't, but may come back for 2 here. Sliding on the wet outfield now. Gould will get off the mark with 2. Completely ruins the over. Oh, genuinely 2 wickets off the first 2 balls of the resumption. Exactly what Cork County would have wanted. They even closed up that Duckworth-Lewis required rate now. Just 16 between par and where they're at right now.
Maybe just opens up a little bit of sense of belief here for Cork County. We're just kind of drifting a little bit before that last rain break. Needed a couple of wickets, needed from somewhere. Just going back to that semi-final. Joshi with 4 for 31, including that triple wicket maiden.
Yeah, you can just hear that the chat has certainly gone up. It was pretty quiet during those previous few overs, but that over from Joshi. Sullivan now, he's got 1 from his 2 overs, 12, just run a ball.
I can tell you in the corner of my eye, you can see Cian Robertson warming up, really swinging that bat.
It's not a great ball, but he's going to get away with a single. Full toss, and Andrew Wade had already premeditated the lap. He wishes he hadn't now because it was a juicy full toss.
The sun just peeking through slightly, even as the raindrops fall.
Yeah, the noise levels have definitely gone up here. Sniffing a bit of an inga here, are the Cork County lads. Top ball again, and even those will start to add a little bit of pressure here. Run rate's not an issue, really. Another full toss, and again gets away with it.
Yeah, very full. But just those deliveries, maybe in that last spell before the rain delay, just those are spilling and maybe going for singles here and there, a little bit untidy. Now a sense of belief maybe with Cork County.
got that in the gap. That's a nice shot. It'll run away. Should only be 2 as Naby chases it down. He's got that one in the gap. Slioli picks up another 2.
Yeah, it's gotten very wet, of course. No rag out there.
Yeah,
Oh, there we go. O'Sullivan.
Going to be pretty wet. You can see using the rag fairly regularly now. Dot ball.
Yeah, belief in that inner ring now from Cork County.
We won to finish the over. So just 4 from it. And 91 for 4 for Instonians from 11. I would say if you can pick one man in the Instonians lineup that you wanted out there, it might be Andrew White. A little bit of experience.
A little bit of experience.
A little bit of experience.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Could do with playing a few more just to get himself up there. Yeah, he'll have been through this many times. We're on a ball here. Full toss again. And there's that carnage. Oh, that's unbelievable. Andrianatis. It's going to hold up as well. Should really get back for 3. Yeah, not great cricket there from Instonians as well. Full toss from Joshi. And Sligold almost gave his wicket away there. Could have hit that absolutely anywhere. As it turned out, he hit it just a yard short of Andrianatis at the long on boundary.
Still Joshi on those stumps. Not really airing. Very disciplined from the left arm spinner. Yeah, giving it a good wipe.
He's causing a few issues here for sure. Fairly obvious with 3 for 12 on the board. This time, Andrew White does call through for the leg by. The last over, it was the last ball, so he was happy to take strike. And I think you can watch that quite a bit now, how often Andrew White decides he wants to strike. Just for the next few overs, just to let his partner get used to the conditions. Interesting shot again. He's on that reverse sweep.
To get through though. Called by the partner, by the non-striker. Yeah, we'll have to, at the end of the over, maybe we'll talk about that chance.
Take the one there.
Yeah, it's very good cricket. I mean, in the previous hour there were those wickets, but also the dot balls.
Yep.
Just slowly building up pressure. Estonians well ahead though.
An orthodox sweep this time from White. Gets it through for 1. So, again, another quaddish over. 6 from it, which is pretty much all Estonians need. 97 for 4. You can see DLS sitting at 82, but a big moment in that over. You're right, could have been an extra wicket for Cork County.
Yeah, Mark Adrianatos just kind of was hit to him, but maybe it looked like he did make an attempt to meet it. Wasn't going to quite travel to him. Could be a bit wet out there as well. Maybe just kind of didn't quite get his footing right.
Yeah, the conditions are clearly difficult, you know, for fielders. It's not perfect, you know. Outfield's great, but dampness obviously is causing a few issues. Carry back on. Oh. Sweeps and reverse sweeps from White again.
Yes, we've got the 2 left arm spinners from either end. Attacking those stumps. Maybe at a certain point here with a lot of moisture in the track, it becomes quite tricky with the ball kind of just skidding on a little bit more than the batter would hope.
That's the full toss, and he stays at home. This time, that was White and plays the shot, but does only pick up one. Again, maybe could have hit that into the gap.
Cork County maybe just going a bit quieter now in the field.
Quicker ball. Nicely bowled from Kerry that time. Angling in with the arm at the stumps. That's a good shot into the gap from Sully Gould. Should be back for two here. Communication not the best out there. I think the two batters, that was a comfortable two really. It does bring up the 100 for Instonians, 101 for 4. I'll tell you something now, Dave Garner, that 220 off 14 days. It's no longer a 4 and 6 festival here. You can see this being knocked off in 1s and 2s. That'll help though. Free runs for Instonians. That's exactly what Cork County did not need. Not only the extra ball goes to the boundary, 5 wides, and the extra ball.
Yeah, those 1s and 2s, and now also boundary to go with it. Not really building any pressure there. Very full there. Caught off by the mid wicket. Just a single.
Yeah, like the dampness in the ball is definitely not going to help. We've seen lots of franchise leagues around the world when dew comes down, it makes it much more difficult for the bowling side. It's not dew here, unfortunately. It's proper moisture. Swept again. Gould's on the move there and gets round for the single.
Yeah, this partnership really between Gould and White turned this game around since those 2 quick wickets. Just turning strike really makes such a difference.
Yeah.
Obviously, Instonians have that luxury, being well ahead.
Yeah. And he's going to send him back here. Confident that they've taken enough off the over. 11 from the over. A good over for Instonians, maybe just to settle a few little nerves. It means then, obviously, Joshy's bowling well here. It looks like he's going to bowl his final one. No major worry about having to take boundaries from him now and take risks. So milk him around here maybe for this final over.
Yeah, just see if he could pick up 1 or 2. Do a job for his captain.
Yeah, that would really. If we could do another bang bang here at the start of the over like he did after that drinks break, that would really get us in for another close finish here. I haven't really mentioned it. Don't forget the last 2 of these finals, men's finals, gone to super overs. I've mentioned it. Calmly hit down the ground. Yeah, last year, of course, down in Phoenix between Lisburn and Leinster, went to a super over, and the year before CIYMS and Balbriggan was a super over. So can we get 3 in a row? Can we get 3 in a row?
3-peat.
Might be difficult today. There are still got some 7 overs left, only 33 required, so I don't think we'll get a super over today. Gould playing a nice hand here now. He's got himself in.
Yeah, that's the key.
Say, playing more of a 50 over game here really in the mid of an innings. Just knocking it around and taking it over. That requirement for boundaries, as we say, isn't there really. backs out. Man at cover.
Well ball by Joshi. That's the 2 left in his spell for today.
He's come down on that one. Working the boundary. Can get a big slide in now at the moment. That's a more forceful sweep from Andrew White. I've watched him do this for 15, 20 years in the NCU. Sweeps behind square. He'll come out with a reverse to go offside. What a spell from Siller Josie. Really good. 4 overs from him. 3 for 18. And he's given himself and his team a bit of a chance here. Those 2 wickets in that over. There's his figures there. 3 for 18 from 4. A real good spell from Siller Josie.
Yeah, very good spell. Very economical too. Not quite the 4 wickets he took in the semi-final. We saw Zubair with the bat earlier. We saw him in the field just a few balls ago, but we haven't seen him with the ball.
Yeah,
Something.
Yeah, I'm
Maybe
quite
slightly
surprised
curious.
at that. Yeah, and they haven't really pulled much seam at all. All been spin. Maybe that's the way they've decided to go about it here today. Someone's going to pull his last 2. Some decent figures for him as well. But you need wickets now. You really need wickets because, you know, just the 30 required. Still 36 deliveries and going to need a real bang bang moment here. Cork County. It's not going to help either. It's in the gap. Oh, there's moisture. Still going to run away. And Gould picks up a boundary. Again, just a full toss, a little bit full. Can't be easy for the bowlers. We've got to give them a little bit of leeway here. Just over pitched, but well done again to Gould, who's really playing a nice hand here. Moved to 16. He's actually overtaken Andrew White now.
Well put away, sorry, by Gould. But just with that boundary, sorry, the mid-wicket fielder seemed to just slip slightly in terms of that movement to the left. Couldn't really cover the ground that they wanted to cover, which got that ball through. Just really zipped off the surface, considering all that moisture.
There's that movement from White. We've actually talked about that quite a lot these days, about why people don't bat outside off stump maybe, or take a different guard just to put the bowler off. He'll move very, very early there. Sullivan followed him. Clip down the leg side. That's going to beat the man at 45 again. Should be 2. And it is. Josie's a bit tired there, I think, after his spell. Hits the deck. But one thing about Andrew White you can sure, when he's batting or bowling, you'll not see identical things too often. He doesn't do the same thing too regularly when he's batting or bowling.
Yeah, mixes it up.
Takes the edge, but straight down into the ground at backward point, sort of gully region. Again, they've got the boundary off the first ball of the over. Takes all the pressure off the rest of it. It off drops back. Well fielded. We have a stray umbrella about to enter the pitch.
I was about to leap from my chair.
And guess who it's retrieved by? Andrew White's father has retrieved that. Very nice piece of work there, fielding on the boundary just to
Picked it up.
make sure that that brolly doesn't do any more damage. So 120 for 4. 5 overs to go for Instonians. There's your bar score, they're 20 ahead now Thankfully, it looks now like we're not going to have a shortened game in terms of overs. Instonians, I'm sure, hoping it doesn't last too much longer. They're closing in here. 5 overs to go. There's the target. 142 is the target. As I say, it's going to be spin again. I've seen it all, really. Back to Naby. Got a ball here to White.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of spin from Cork County. No Zubair, which is interesting in the conditions. Spinner's trying to grip the damp ball.
Well, as I was mentioning actually to Brian McNeice when he was on, to see this ball start with again, cross Andrew White. You know, even the fact that it was rain was about, and you know, you thought, well, a couple of seamers on here, take a wee bit more time out of the game. You know, it looks very, very overcast, but they were more than happy to bowl the spin, and they were almost through the 5 overs in the first 20 minutes, and the game was on then. You know, so I've seen other teams might have thought to go with seam just for that reason.
Estonians might have said thank you very much. Cheers.
2 dot balls. There's the reverse again. Another dot ball.
Now, one thing was Joshi from this end was getting a little bit of skid. Naby's quick enough through the air as an off spinner. So maybe just skidding it in, attacking those stumps could be tricky. Those sweep shots being played. White struggling to get bat and ball here.
Yeah, they've got that leeway. Built that leeway up to be able to absorb this, but still wouldn't want to go through it. Again, although he gets a bit of bat on this one, doesn't manage to get it away for a single.
Yeah, great piece of fielding there from the man at short 45, just covering that. Good sweep shot, good option actually.
Gets it away on the offside to make sure it's not a maiden, but just the one coming from that. Back to Naby over. That's a good round of applause from the county fans who are still here hoping they can pull off a wee bit of a miracle here. 21 from 24. 6 wickets in hand. Instonians really still in the box seat, but another one of an overs like that. Just maybe 1 or 2 and maybe pick up on a wicket or 2.
It's great to see this game finishing out properly. Earlier we thought we were going off with a rain delay. Maybe DLS was going to decide it. 21 needed off 24. Rain looks like it's moved, but obviously any fans we had in the ground, most have moved indoors. Some still out, some coming out actually.
Yeah,
the rain is
popping
moved.
their head out for the last little parts of this game. And bowler having to take obligatory sleeves off now. Thiago, I'll say, coming back again. Just thought it was a wee bit difficult for him early. He was bowling to Dadswell. First ball, I thought Dadswell would really take him on, and he deposited him for the biggest 6 we've seen today. As we said, it's the only seamer we've seen for Cork County. We're going to see him again here now. Bowls to White. It's nicely hit down to on, but it's just be a single.
Yeah, Dadswell seemed to definitely enjoy the extra pace. I mean, he's batting very well.
Yeah.
Bowled very well too.
Not the worst, yeah.
But definitely enjoyed that little bit of extra pace from Thiago.
Good line. Going to take on the one. Good call though. It's wide enough of cover.
Yeah, the fielder there having a go at the bowler's end, but just slipping slightly as well. So you do very well to hit the stumps slipping as well. But not much you can do about it. In these sorts of conditions, want to get this final played.
Oh, that's a poor ball. It's in the air. Can he be a wicket? Oh, it is. Well, can you believe it? That's a poor ball from Tiago Offsay. But Andrew White's got a full toss. He could have put that anywhere on the Ward Stormont. Bar there. He's picked out the man at deep square leg. He's gone straight to him in the end. And he's gone for 17. And is there another twist in the tail here? That could have gone to the boundary and almost would have sealed it for Instonians. Instead, White is gone. Caught Andre Boldell offside for 17. There you see it.
Andrew White with that shot. Catching practice maybe.
Look at the space all around Raj Andre. Everywhere on that pitch. Andrew White could have hit that. And he'll be annoyed about getting out. He wanted to be there at the end, I'm sure, to see his team home. Picked out the fielder and it's brought in Cian Robertson. No mug with a bat whatsoever. He's batting in at 7. Usually would come in 8 or 9.
Yeah, I mentioned I saw him earlier there on the sideline, practicing a swipe, warming up a bit.
Yeah, I wonder if we'll see any swipes now. Will he have the wherewithal to whack a few to the boundary? Because it would take some guts to do that right now, just with the 21 balls left. But that's modern day cricket. In the old days, it would have been just knocking around here for 1s and 2s. Just losing the experience of White there. As I say, massive spaces out there on the leg side. Managed to pick out the man. So here we go. Cian Robertson in the heat of battle. The ball is starting it. Ball just raises again. I know he's level.
Yeah, much needed wicket. Getting out the vastly experienced Andrew White in this sort of scenario. Just a little bit of belief maybe for Cork County. It's getting chilly, it's getting dark here in Stormont, the ward.
And beats the bat. Another dot ball. Oh, we talked about it in the women's game earlier. Rangstown just trying to take it as deep as they can. Scoreboard wasn't an issue really, but just create a little bit of panic in the opposition. That's what this over so far is doing. Backing up, back to your Nabi. It's going to be another dot ball. So what a finish to the over. Just 2 singles from the opening 2 deliveries, then a wicket and 3 dots, and all of a sudden, look at that DLS power score now, tightening up, and all of a sudden, we're now over a run of ball.
Yep, this
19
is interesting.
off 18.
Interesting now, Instonians may have wished they had stayed off earlier during that rain delay when they were well ahead in DLS. Bossing this game, sorry. 19 needed off 18.
Yeah, there's your figures. Lots of spin. Kerry, Nabi, Sullivan, Joshi.
Yeah, Joshi with 3 from 18 from his 4. Exceptional here, especially under the circumstances of a wet ball. Maybe just skidding it through. It's a good effect. Looks like we'll have Nabi continuing for his final over.
He's going to bowl out, as I say, his last over. Just went for the single.
Skid it through maybe from this city end.
Oh, they'll get 1. Even little things like that are really important. Just a little bit of a misfield there at cover. Apology given.
I was just about to compliment the cover fielder. Some good work, but a lot of slipping and sliding and skidding. It's like a bar of soap out there. Maybe not quite. The bowler's dried it off.
So Robertson now, not from 3. 3 dot balls he faced at the end of the last over. A little bit of heat. 4 from 4.
Another dot just to add to the collection.
A little bit short of that time. He does get off strike, but cricket really is one of the funniest games in the world, isn't it? You said 15 minutes ago, this would be coming down to where we're at right now, where Instonians are starting to get a little bit nervous. You'd have pretty much laughed at me. Here we are, still in the box seat, but those nerves starting to go. The final. There'll be one again. I always talk about it. Runs in a final. Almost double what you need. You got to think about, you almost feel like it's double what you actually need. Or pressure just comes. 16 off 14 now.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who you are. Could be someone with a lot of experience, such as Andrew White, coming into a final though.
That's down the ground. It's just going to fall again, just short. And Giannatis, we saw that ball go to the boundary. Already getting into the realms of ifs and buts and maybes. So whoever wins this game is going to look back on a few things. But again, just singles coming from this over. From Bakhtiarnabi. Can he close out here? He'll close out with a dot. Well, what a spell at the end there from Bakhtiarnabi. His last 2 overs have gone for just 5 runs. And he's brought Cork County right back into this now. 15 from the last 2 overs. 5 wickets in hand for Instonians. Although Keith Carmichael may not bat. But we've got a game on our hands, and
we certainly do.
Keep it quiet now, Dave, but is that triple super over back on the cards? Goodness me. I mentioned it 3 or 4 overs ago. You'd laugh at me that super over is not going to happen, but now 15 from 12. Gould's your set batter. Robertson 2 off 6. He's on strike.
Thiago continuing for his 3rd over.
Just going to try and work out who's going to bowl the last here. Going to be a new bowler. So, not sure who is going to bowl the last. Coach is getting involved now. Ross Durrelli's around talking to Andrenatis.
It's all happening now.
It's all happening now. They're all starting to get in on the game. Here comes the left side. That's hit down the ground. That's going to be a boundary for Cian Robertson. Well, just over pitch to the field here. They've got mid-off up. See this outside off, a little bit of width. And over pitched, and Robertson's able to get his hands through it. There you go, mid-off. He's up in the circle. At this stage, is that a crucial mistake?
Yeah, gets it through. Lovely hands there on that shot. Once you get it through the gap.
So it's just the start of the over again. And pressure on the bowler straight away. Defending 15, now down to 11. It's full again. And he's hit it in exactly the same spot. Well, for me, this is just a little bit of a mistake from Cork County. If you're going to bowl that length for a start and the width, maybe you've got to have your mid-off back.
Yeah, we mentioned pressure may be telling. Even the best plans, even all that experience sometimes might not get your thinking just right in scenarios like this, because they don't happen too often.
There's the change. The old saying, catching the horse. Bolted. So they're going to bring up fine leg now, comes into the circle. Mid-off drops back. Ball a different length now. Yep.
Doesn't make contact there, is Robertson. The right idea though.
Going to throw one at you now, Dave. Who's going to bowl this last over? There's one over to go, maybe. Who's going to bowl it?
Zubair, who we haven't seen so far. Last over specialist.
Wow. Come on and bowl your first over. Here comes Al offside. Driven down the ground, but obviously they've got a little bit of cover now. Will they come back for two? Got to be gone. Got to be gone. Is. What a terrific throw from the boundary. Right over the top of the stumps. And Sully Gould wasn't even in the picture there. As long as the bowler was able to take that cleanly and affect the run out then from there. Yet another twist here. He will get the single. But the man who was set on 22, he's got to go. That'll be an extra run there. One on top of that. The single will be 136. Excellent piece of work in the deep there.
Yeah, great work in the deep. Picks it up clean. Throws it in on the move, and great take by the bowler to, because in a pressure moment like this, we all think we'd take it, but
yeah. At least no Sullivan out there. Seen on the replay, that was an excellent piece of fielding. We talked about those little moments, and you know, just maybe keeping mid-off up into the circle. Was that a mistake? But
Thiago continues here. Robertson to face. 11 off 10.
yeah, it was Robertson who called that too pretty early, and put a little bit of pressure on himself now. He's got to get this team over the line. George Cregan now. That's a full toss, driven down the ground. It'll just be one. Cregan will have to face one ball here. So 6 to win.
Last ball here. First for the new batter though. Bit of a chat here between the two. Easy as you like, I think. Not much chatter. But a bit going on here now between the Cork County Brains Trust.
Yeah, this is what happens at the end of a game. It'll take probably 20 minutes to bowl this last over. Every ball will be discussed. Yeah.
This is it though. Every single ball becoming a little event.
For me, but this is the old real free hit here for George Cregan. I want to keep Cian Robertson on strike, so even numbers here for Instonians. So for me, he's got a free hit here. Go for the boundary. If you get one, pretty much done the game. They're going to take the knot, but he could be right. Oh my goodness. If that hits, well, what a disaster that would have been for Instonians.
That was well backed up. Wicketkeeper still in the ground. Just got up now.
I tell you what, George Cregan absolutely nailed that. But he hit it straight to mid-off.
Yeah, it had to be a double. 2s, 4s. Had to be even.
Well, we're down to the last over of the All-Ireland season. We're here at Stormont. We've gone to the 20th over, and we maybe didn't think we were going to get there, but there's the headband goes on. And it's going to be Mark Andrianatos who is going to bowl this over. So Andrianatos puts the headband on. He's going to take this last over. Hasn't bowled the ball in these 19 overs so far, and he's going to take it for these last 6 deliveries, of which Instonians require 5 runs. 4 wickets in hand, 5 runs required for Instonians. I have to say, Dave, I didn't think we'd be in this position.
I did not, no. The headband is out though. 5 required off 6. Grab a seat, folks.
Yeah, it's a fitting end to an All-Ireland season here. We've had some great games. We mentioned it earlier, the Irish Senior Cup final, Clontarf and Balbriggan was a cracker. And the great game between Kerry and Galway. This morning's game, Marion defeating a very spirited Warringstown. But here we go in the final. Andrianatis into Robertson. That's a play and a miss. 5 from 5.
5 from 5. Andrianatis going round the wicket.
Triple super over.
Called by Ali McCalmont.
Yeah.
Here in Stormont.
Well, to be fair, I didn't think there was any chance of us getting to a super over. But here we are. 5 from 5. Still coming around the wicket here. Bowls now. Comes across. Stumps. Doesn't make contact again.
Just slips slightly.
These levels go up here.
Having a look at those footmarks. Andrianatis. Probably quite a bit of moisture there.
Yeah, they've really stuck at it here, Cork County. It's been difficult conditions in the field. There we are, a few changes in the field. What's Robertson thinking now? He's missed the first 2 balls. Here he comes, he's gone wide. He's hit it into the leg side. But that could run away, and it does. Well, 2 dot balls. Maybe building the pressure on Robertson. But he goes really wide outside the off stump. And manages to get that past square leg, and it goes away to the boundary. So well done to him for picking the field. To be fair, a little bit of a edge on it. Didn't really get it, but got it enough and picked the gap.
Gets enough bat on that one. Yeah, what a moment here in this final over. Cian Robertson 16 off 14. After those 2 dot balls. And what's the reply?
Well, just to be honest with you, I had a real flashback to hear the game here earlier in the season in the T20 festival when Graham Hume was bowling to Liam McCarthy. They needed 19. He bowled the first 2 balls, dot balls. Then Liam McCarthy went 4-4-6-6, whatever, and wins the game. 2 dot balls there. The pressure really would have been on Cian Robertson, but clear thinking from him to get outside off and find the gap. So just 1 needed now for Instonians. The field's in. Goes outside off again. Clips it into the leg side. And Cian Robertson punches the air as he's been the man to see Instonians home. They have won this game. Certainly not in the comfortable manner that they looked like they were going to do. But they've done it in the end. And they are the All-Ireland T20 champions for 2025.
Cian Robertson with that fist in the air. Mentioned he was swinging the bat, warming up earlier on, waiting for his chance to come in. And he's made it count here. Estonians winning by 4 wickets. He is the man to get his side across the line in this All-Ireland T20 men's final. What a finish we've had today.
Yeah, Estonians winning by 4 wickets doesn't really tell much of the tale there. They were well ahead of the game for much of it, but T20 finals are T20 finals, and again, they've come down to the last over. This time the batting side has got over the line, and Cork County, very similar to Warringstown earlier on, will go home without the trophy, but certainly with all the plaudits here for a really great effort, just defending 141. They've taken this right to the death against a very strong Instonians team. And it's been a great effort from Cork County. As I say, their journey home will be one of disappointment and what ifs and maybes.
Yeah, Cork County can definitely be proud of this effort. Definitely doesn't tell the full story. A lot of ebbs and flows, but Instonians having just won the league, of course winning the NCU T20 competition. So Cork County's done very well here against a very strong side.
Yeah, I can see Andrew White there chatting to Cian Robertson. I think I could lip read him saying never in doubt. But I'm not sure that's the case when White got out. But well done to Instonians. They've won 3 trophies this year, and it's been a very successful season from them. But a terrific game here to finish off, as we say, the All-Ireland season. Commiserations there to Cork County. That's their coach there. Austerity with Adrianatis, who, to be fair, took the ball in the last over there, bowled 2 dot balls and gave his hope to his team. They thought they might just get over the line, but just couldn't manage to just defend those 5 runs. But as I say, terrific effort from everybody. Well done to both teams. Well done to all 4 teams today on this All-Ireland T20 Finals Day. But it's All-Ireland winners Marion in the women's and Instonians in the men.
Got our scorecards here. Cork County with putting on 141. Bowled out though in the 19th. Zubair Hassan Khan top scoring with 35 off 21. Key partnership there, Andre and Prophet, 50, O'Sullivan. And then Zubair Hassan Khan batting with O'Sullivan there, putting on 30. 2 key partnerships. Bowman figures, of course, 4 wickets for Andrew White. Taking 2 wickets, I think, in his final over. And 3 wickets, of course, for Dadswell, who bowled so well. Opening up. Instonians there, chasing down the total with 2 balls to spare. Cian Robertson, 17 off 15. Earlier on, though, we had Dadswell with 30 off 19. Played a stellar hand today with bat and ball. Andrew White playing a hand there, an important hand too, of 17 off 22. Key partnerships there between Smith and Dadswell, 55. And of course, White and Gould just look to be taking the game away. Of course, those final 2 partnerships with Cian Robertson. Cian Robertson just helping to get his side over the line. Andrianatis there with that final over. But Joshi with those 3 wickets that really put the cat amongst the pigeons. 3 for 18 from his 4. A wicket each for Alefse and O'Sullivan. So that is the story here. Instonians winning this final by 4 wickets in Stormont. And we're handing over to the post-match with Ali McCalmont.
Okay, welcome to the post-match presentation here for this men's All-Ireland T20 final. Instonians have won the game, got a little bit close at the end, but they've got over the line. So here with me now is the player of the match for today, and for his 4 wickets and 17, it's Andrew White. Andrew, 4 wickets for you early on there, your usual little spells there, obviously changing up every sort of so often, but picking up those 3 wickets is really crucial at the end of the innings.
Yeah, I think they threatened a number of times just to post a really challenging total. Especially the weather conditions were difficult to bowl and field in, but yeah, some good catches there towards the end, restricted them to a manageable total.
Yeah, and then you come out with a bat, and obviously we thought you were just going to run that home. Talk me through that shot. You got a nice big juicy full toss, half a Stormont to hit it into, and you picked the man out.
I think losing Cade was a big blow to us because we lost that sort of momentum up front in terms of just what we've been used to. But I think it was always in the back of our minds, with Cade not being there, trying not to leave the pressure situation to David Agnew, who's only 14 years of age, to have to go in and win it. Probably got a bit tentative, didn't we, towards the back end. But there's a lot on the line for Instonians, and delighted to get over the line.
Yeah, and for yourself, 45 years of age, still doing it, player of the match in an All-Ireland final. Probably thought those days were gone.
I did, yeah, but no, delighted. We've had a great season. Great bunch of boys to play with, and a lot of great support here today, which has been there down through the years, and really special for some of the stalwarts as well.
Yeah, congratulations. Player of the match today, Andrew White, well done. Can I bring in the captain of today's runners-up, Cork County, Diarmuid Carey. Diarmuid, just talk about your feelings right now.
I think the overwhelming one has to be pride. Like, as I said before the day, we were underdogs, and Instonians were well-deserved winners at the end, but we made them work hard for every run they had to chase there, and I think just pride really, because It's been a long season for us, long journey up here, and to be on a performance like that for all our supporters who came up, it's overwhelming pride, really.
Yeah, absolutely. And your spinners really got you back into the game there. Back there in Albie's couple of overs when he came back, just went for 5 runs in those 2 overs, and really you could hear the supporters here just starting to get into the game in those last couple of overs.
Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant. Obviously, like coming back on this after the second rain break, Sid Joshi getting 2 wickets in that first over really cracked open the game. And then, as you said, Nabi kind of, what was it, overs kind of 16, 18, must have been 9 or 10 dot balls in those overs, and everyone was being cheered by the fans. And just when you hear that, it gives you extra belief. And yeah, it was a great game to be part of. Obviously disappointed we lost, but full credit to Instonians. They deserved it on the day, and yeah, fair play to them.
Yeah, absolutely. And your fans today here, just to mention for them, coming up all the way from Cork to watch you in this game.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. Like, they've supported us all season. It is a long journey, but I'm pretty confident that they're going home kind of with the same pride that I have about the performance that we all put in for them, for ourselves and for the club. And look, obviously to fall just at the final hurdle is disappointing, but look, their support brought us to the very end, and it was so close, but unfortunately we just fell short.
Yeah, well done today. You've done your team and your county very, very, very proud. Well done today, Diarmuid. Can I just bring in stand-in captain Nikolai Smith just before we start here? Obviously you're standing in for Cade. We obviously wish him all the very best.
Yeah, Cade, he didn't want to leave to go to the hospital before the game was over, so he's just sitting in the ambulance getting the score fed to him every ball, every over. So he's obviously just a bit worse for wear at the moment, but he's going to go to hospital now, and hopefully he's back up on his feet quite quickly. So the good thing is he was up and he was walking around and he was talking. So scary moment, but hopefully we pass the worst of it.
Yeah, well, that's good news. In terms of the game, obviously bowled pretty well at the start. Shane up front did his usual shorty deliveries, got 3 wickets, and then Andrew White doing his business at the end.
Yeah, I think we started off really nicely, and then fair play to Cork. They came back really well in the middle, and they were maybe looking at getting about 170 at one stage, and we were able to pull it back with Whitey to keep him to 140, which we were happy with because it's good wicket, quick outfield. We thought anything under 150 we'd back ourselves to chase, even without play.
And then in the obviously difficult conditions, the rain coming in, things like that, but you've managed to get over the line.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I think it's the first time in the club's history of winning an All-Ireland trophy at senior level. We've won a treble this season, so it's absolutely phenomenal, and I think everyone's absolutely delighted. And yeah, long may it continue, hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to let you go and collect the trophy now. Thank you, Nikolai Smith, standing captain for Instonians. So that brings us to the end of the All-Ireland season here. It's been a great day here at Stormont for the T20 finals. Marion winning the women's tournament, and of course Instonians now getting over the line here in the men's final. We'd like to thank everyone at Cricket Ireland and MWX for all their support throughout the season. From me, Ali McCalmont, it's good night.